Thought I was early. Already? Good morning. How you doing out there? What's happening? Mornings with Matt and Bob, powered by Chuy. Let's get it going.
Get it.
Let's turn it on. Let's flip that big switch.
Turn it.
That big, that big one? That big on-off switch on the wall. Let's throw that. Let's do today's starting lineup so you know the players taking the field today. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the man straight ahead. He's luscious. That's all I could say. I don't use that word very often to describe a man, but, it is what it is. He's the hardest working man in show business, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know if he sleeps. But if he does, he lays his head down on a pillow of satin. He's a heavyweight champ in every aspect of his life, ladies and gentlemen. He's knocked him out in the ring, knocked him out in the bedroom, knocked him out in the boardroom.
That's right.
What the hell? He's our producer, keeps the level straight, takes your phone calls on the fly, posts up the podcasts. He does that all before 8 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Chuy Eldorado.
Oh, my God. I got scared.
That's called dramatic pause.
I got scared.
That's called a dramatic pause.
All right.
Oh, man.
Now listen up, folks of Austin. If that is your real name, ladies and gentlemen, the man in front of me.
Whoa.
Well, it's very hard to describe. How do you describe someone that is a Renaissance man of such? He's been in movies, television, stage, and currently in the Texas Radio Hall of Fame.
No way.
As it stands today. And of course, to add to all that, he's a lover, a husband, a father.
Soon to be divorced.
He's a cousin, a brother. But most of all, he's my co-host here. Every single morning, and he does it, throws it all away, and forgets about that family. For you, every morning, Bob Fonseca!
Oh, thank you, Chuy. How you doing, man? What's happening?
I'm all right.
Oh, my goodness. I don't have the right connections for... Why has it got to be so hard?
How many wires do you have or need?
Well, what I need, the problem... And there he is, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Beard. And the crowd goes wild. You would think that this would work, this little setup here, but something I have to find for later today.
You have a wiring connection?
Well,
issue?
you know how the Mac, they just... It's nothing but USB-C all over the place, and sometimes you've got an old 4 terabyte hard drive that has your whole life on it.
And the UB40s.
That, you have to have an adapter because you're going USB-A to USB-C.
What you got on there?
But I have the adapter.
What's on that drive?
My whole life, everything. The book.
I know, but what for what?
The book is on here. The movie.
MILF Hunter.
All the
MILF Hunter collection.
Entire catalog of Playboy magazines.
Oh, dear. Digitally, they're not.
Digitally,
they're not collectibles.
They're digital files. Yeah.
You can't claim that.
And a couple of, couple of demo tracks. That's it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, I don't know. There's something today. Today's a day. How you doing, man? There's the man right there, the man who's asking all the questions, ladies and gentlemen. I feel like we should be asking the questions of him, but he's a former star of episodic television.
No way.
Yeah.
Party
and
5?
A stand-up comedian. He's played halls, big halls, small halls, TV, done radio appearances across the land. Ladies and gentlemen, he's Austin's greatest living storyteller. Please put your hands together for the marvelous Mr. Matt Bearden, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Now, can you go into this other adapter you have on the other side?
No. That doesn't have
Don't even ask that
question. One USB, doesn't it? It does have one USB-A. Let's see.
Let's take a look.
This thing usually works.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to...
Let's see. This is the Kim Commando show.
This is a brand new show that we're doing. It's called Geek Squad. Yeah. And yes, we will be in your inbox later this week letting you know that we've just recharged you for your 1-year subscription, and you have 48 hours to correct that. Just call our new number overseas in Africa and speak to a prince.
would go.
Is it working?
Yeah, finally. I had to reboot the main drive because, you know, what do you do? Like, where do you have all your stuff, Matt? Or does your wife keep all?
Like in the cloud.
I have like 3 or 4 of these like hard drives with.
Yeah, I keep it all in the cloud.
But what happens when they're gone? Well, yeah, I know. I think most of my stuff's in the cloud too, but I don't know where the cloud is. I keep looking. I don't know. I don't trust the cloud. Why don't I trust the cloud?
What if it's a sunny day?
Yeah, I don't trust the cloud, man.
Nobody should.
How you guys doing? It's a big day. We got a lot of things to celebrate.
What is it
today?
It's your birthday?
Not my birthday.
It's your anniversary.
I have a son who has a birthday today, and I'll get to that during the rock and roll news. And then I got to give a tribute to Chris in the main lobby there. Tommy yesterday, Chris today. But we'll do that during the salute part of the program when more people are up. But man, this is a big day for a lot of people.
Well, is there anything else that's making it a big day, or just that we know people with birthdays?
What am I supposed to?
That's pretty much it.
Am I? Oh. I got
excited. Yeah, when you were like, today's a big day, I was like, was I supposed to have something prepared?
I was like, I'm underdressed. I don't know.
No one's getting any money or anything. Nobody's getting any payouts or anything.
It's just a big day.
Just a big day.
Okay. And you can just have a big day at any random time?
Well, I've got all the, and I got some mail last night, and people want salutes, and the whole rock and roll news will probably be nothing but 20 minutes of salutes and tributes and things like that. But we'll see how it goes.
We'll take a look.
Right. And then we got Toxic Tuesday today. I think we got a banger, right?
Oh, boy.
Right, Matt?
Don't we, Matt?
It's up to Choo.
How was your guys' night? Mine was absolutely horrible. How was yours?
Mine was not absolutely.
Mine was one for the ages.
Yeah. What happened?
Oh, I don't want to get into it. I'm not doing any more of my private life on the air.
Oh, good.
There's no way. There's no more. No more of that. I mean, we can create some kind of fake life. Yeah. But no more. I'm not putting myself out there anymore. There's no way. It's just too
hurt
much.
out there. There ain't nothing but hurt out there.
Right. It's too much.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's too much me against the world, and I'm tired of that. No, not really.
Okay.
His actual what he asked me if he wants to talk about it.
Anything?
Does he want to talk?
Anything
about?
that you want to?
No.
Anything that you want to know about my life going forward, you'll need to pay for.
It's in the book.
Yeah. That's
It's a series. Like R.R. Martin.
That's it. I mean, it's not that great, but I'm trying to find a file here. Anyway, how you guys doing? How was your night?
My night was.
You fasted all day yesterday, right? Because you had a crazy weekend.
I went 24 hours, but then I ate some leftover barbecue from Interstellar.
Oh, nice. I don't know how I feel about barbecue, the next leftover barbecue.
That's why it was a big day for me.
You have to usually chop it up and put it into scrambled eggs or something. You know what I mean? Like you can't, it's not the same, is it?
I pop it right back in the oven.
Do you?
Get it sizzling. Had a good time. Me and Clausen.
Yeah.
My wife and I were ending our anniversary weekend. Our kids come back today.
Oh, nice.
So we went out last night for a little special evening.
Nice.
We went out for a dinner.
That's nice.
Ooh. Serrano's?
No.
They're closed, I think.
No.
I drove by. Maybe they're closed on Monday nights. I don't know. I drove by one yesterday, and it was like...
Chuy, where would you go if it was your last night before your kids came back and you were celebrating an anniversary weekend?
Oh, man. If it's not an omakase, probably Garrison. Treat my woman right.
Okay. Bob?
And try to get some,
What's the question again?
If it was your anniversary weekend, your kids were all gone, about to come back, where's the last dinner you're going to go have?
Oh, I don't know. Man. Somewhere that's not the east side. I don't know.
The League is a sponsor.
Well, the League, yes. The League Kitchen and Tavern, ladies and gentlemen. You see Tony, tell him I said hi. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have to worry about that anymore. That's one thing that I won't have to deal with anymore.
We're not getting into your personal life.
No, don't. You'll have to pay for it. It's no more for free. Done.
Dunzo.
Just pay for the service. I'm going to pay for a joke service.
I don't think we could stop you from talking about your personal life.
No. I think one thing that did happen, though, I spent $2,000 a couple weeks ago
Putting together that Tesla truck?
getting Austin Auto Finishes to go through my car and just do all, fix all the paint and the dings and, stuff. And they did a great job. And a week later, I have a serious door ding. Like, went not only through the paint, through the primer, basically all the way to the raw metal. And it's like, come on, people.
Come on.
Why? Control your doors when you open them. I think it happened out here. Remember that day someone parked super close to me and I had to go in through the driver's seat? Remember I told you about that?
You did.
Or through the passenger seat?
Mm-hmm.
I think it was that day. And I'm going to go look. I'm going to go look, see if there's any blue paint on the edge of their door.
Could be.
And there's going to be trouble, and there's going to be big trouble in Little China.
This is a big day.
Why does that happen?
Because, I don't know. Even if you park far away, there's still cars.
I read a cool thing. I read a cool inspirational thing. Of course, it was written by a woman, but I was in the dentist's office, Dr. Hoover's office the other day, and I was reading this woman's kind of magazine. I can't remember what it was called, but it was all articles, sensitive articles written by ladies. Mm-hmm. And this one article was saying how this woman was saying how door dings and things like that didn't bother her because the car was her family's armor, and it was taking all of life's bad stuff. The car was taking all of life's bad stuff so that she didn't have to. And I thought that was a pretty cool take on door dings.
You mean excusing her curb running?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an excuse in a way, but it's a kind of cool philosophical way of looking at your car. Your car is your protector. You're inside of this suit of metal, basically. And it's taking all the rocks and the debris and the hits so that you don't have to. That's pretty cool. Didn't help me, but it's a pretty cool idea.
Who's hitting this family? And
She was just saying it didn't bother her.
I mean, it doesn't bother me either. I don't have a family.
Well, yeah, your car, though, reeks of pot, and it's, 40 years old.
Right now it does, yeah.
Anyway, I'll show it to you later if you want to go out there. Oh, it's a classic. Classic. Body dent. Classic.
I don't know how we got into your personal...
Oh, yeah. How did we all of a sudden get into that? I said I wasn't doing that anymore. You got to pay for that. Pay for that dent.
You got to buy the series on Tubi.
Anyway.
We went to Taco Bell.
Oh!
Taco Bell?
Yeah. Click, click, boom time. We go through the clickbait so you don't have to. We're going through the one poll survey of biggest dining turnoffs. Biggest dining turnoffs.
Oh, man. This one's...
A study of 2,000 adults reveals that 60% of people... Well, 89% of people say food makes them happy. Mm-hmm. And that going out to eat with somebody can be a good first date or second date, third date, whatever. But, and a huge amount of people say, quote, food is a really important element to dating.
I agree.
You can always tell a thing or two by a person's eating or food habits. So whether you're lucky in love or can't stand the sight of Valentine's Day, remember to keep those top ticks and icks in mind, says a dating expert. And so shall we get into them?
Yes,
These are
please.
just the top food turnoffs. Where they don't have any of the top food, like yeses. Well,
Okay.
one of them was just like if somebody can cook and cook for you, and if somebody's willing to clean up after the meal, that's kind of where they. But let's just get into them. These are top. It's a lengthy
food
list.
icks?
Yeah, these are dining out icks.
Okay, dining
I'm
out
gonna
icks.
start. There's 30 of them total. I don't think we're going to go through all 30, so I'll skip over a couple of the boring ones. But the entry at number 30 is somebody ordering a well-done steak.
Yeah. I mean, I guess everyone's entitled to a preference, but it seems like maybe you should be eating something else,
But what does it say to you?
like jerky or something.
What does it say to the other person?
In the last 10 years, I've completely come around on this, and I think that somebody having a problem with somebody else's steak is actually the ick.
Yeah.
I used to be firmly in the camp of if you order a well-done steak, well, you might as well just order something else or whatever. And then I realized people,
That's a preference.
given their choices, should be able to enact their choices. I will say that it does raise my... I start to get, like if I was dating a girl and she ordered a well-done steak, my worry would be, oh, is she afraid of trying new things? Because could that limit where we're going to go out and try new foods? Does that make sense? Because I think that ordering a well-done steak usually comes from family, not from personal
It
preference.
comes from the way your mom cooked it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't even know if I was a chef and somebody said, I need a well-done steak. I think it would be harder to cook a well-done steak than a... Like, how do you know when it's done being well? Like, how far do you take it?
How well can it be?
How gray should the meat be? Or burnt on the outside, or what? Like, what? Do you even know what well done is?
Yeah, I mean, if you're talking about my father, then it needs to be crunchy. The steak needs to be crunchy.
On the outside.
No, through, all the way through. My father loves
crunchy steak.
My father loves a carne asada cooked to where it's
Well, I
essentially
understand when
jerky.
it's thin.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about, let's say you've got a slab of like a ribeye that's like an inch and a half thick.
yeah.
So if he's going to a fancy place, he'll say, "Can you butterfly that and cook it well done?"
Wow, I have no problem with thin crunchy steak,
Yeah, he likes.
but not
Look, I'll be honest. If you don't burn it, it still tastes good. Well
if you
done.
if you get
Just
a
not as good.
caramelization on it.
I think he likes it burnt.
That's how my family likes
Like
it.
the steak in a steak sandwich.
They think it's blood that's coming out.
I like that kind of well done. Thinly sliced steak
No.
seared.
No, because those pieces of steak, if you hold them up, would have a little flop or give to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to work for him. It's not going to work for him.
Well, good. I mean, to each, as my mom would say, to each his own.
When you bite in, my father believes when you bite into a steak, it should make the same sound as when you bite into a pork rind. That's where he's happy.
Wow, that's crunchy.
It's funny to go with him because I will now tell waiters too, because they'll say, "I want it really well done," and I'll say to them, "Don't worry,
You can't over.
he's not sending it back because it's too well done." I just want you to know that.
Wow.
Because I can see what their hesitation is if we go too far, then you send it back, and then I got to deal with a manager who goes, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe it is an ick. I don't know.
I was with my mother-in-law, and, she grew up very poor, and, by the way, is very poor. She decided to never change that about herself, and I respect her for it. We went to a fancy restaurant, and one of the courses that came out was A5.
Oh.
What was that?
What was that?
Oh, no.
And it came out rare, and I asked them to send it back and to cook it well done for her.
But
She was
monsieur.
I know, and I said, I know this is going to be uncomfortable for your chef. I said, if there's any way, I said, she's not going to enjoy it unless it's well done. And then I kind of whispered, and I said, this is actually, we're celebrating. This is
Suck
probably,
my blood.
I said, this is probably the last time we're all eating together. She's not well.
Suck le bleu.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, this is the last time we're eating together. She's not well. Like, I thought, well, if I set it up as she's dying, that they'll do whatever for it. And they brought it back, and it had gone from rare to about medium rare, and that's about it. That's about the only step
I
they
might
could
even
take.
accept medium well. Why not?
Anyway, let's move on. Because all that is number 30. Using a knife and fork to eat pizza is a turnoff for people.
Okay, I've done it before, and I've done it right in front of Tony's face. And
Yeah, I've done it before.
There's times I just don't want to deal with the floppiness, especially if it's super hot.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I'll cut the first couple of cuts I'll do with a knife and fork. I don't.
I know you don't.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can't handle it.
I have no problem knife and forking a pizza. I got no problem with it whatsoever. So I
don't know why it's so ick to do that.
The only time I do it is with the Chicago stuff like Manja used to have, or Giordano's.
Oh,
and
for
I think
that,
that's
I
completely
absolutely will knife and fork that for sure.
fine. I've never had to do a regular. What pizza are y'all getting?
I don't necessarily like to do the foldy thing on a New York slice.
Why is that?
Unless I'm actually on the street, and that's the only way to eat it off a paper plate.
You don't like getting your hands dirty?
I just don't. I don't know. I feel like you're making a canal for all that grease, and so that first hot bite is nothing but the grease coming down the fold.
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Onto your tongue. So that's when I'll take that
Wait,
first...
onto your tongue? No, you got to hold the ass end lower than your mouth. You reach over the top like you're gobbling.
Now all the grease is going down in your palm.
No, you use the paper plate and then it shoots onto 6th Street.
Okay.
That's why there's so many wrecks on 6th Street. Is it's covered in pizza grease every morning.
Right. And then there are the people that just fold it in half completely and just make a stromboli out of it or whatever.
And eat the crust with it?
Yeah.
I'll eat it halfway.
Fold it, roll it, fold it.
I bite it halfway and then I turn it into that.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's delicious.
So do you usually eat pizza crust?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that's my ick. That's the best part, because I'll be like, can I have your crust?
Yeah, the ick number 3 is, or number 28, technically speaking. We're not making a huge progress here. Eating just the pizza and leaving the crust.
Yeah, that's what people used to... Remember the Gaddy's buffet at UT? Mm-hmm. On... What street was that, Matt? Down at the end of Guadalupe.
It was MLK.
MLK. We boned into MLK in the day. It was 19th Street when I went to college. It wasn't MLK yet. But there was a Mr. Gaddy's buffet there, down there, and a Wendy's. Mm. But people would go, the students would go get that buffet and only take like 2 bites of the pizza.
Yeah.
And then just stack up the rest, because it was all you could eat.
I would hear this from anyone in the world, except for the guy that takes a single bite of his chicken wings.
Let's go to Gaddy's.
That's what.
I've explained that to me. I explained that to you, and I've explained it to me.
How did you explain it?
That I have, because of these veneers I have on my upper, I can't get in between the bones of the flapper.
Can you get them to change it to like vampire
I can't get in between the bone.
Can you go back to your dentist and say, I want some wing-eating teeth?
You know how the flapper has 2 parallel bones going through there?
Well, no one bites in between the bone.
I'll show you how to eat those.
How?
I just suck it right up.
Yeah.
No, I'm not sucking food.
Okay.
I don't suck soup. I don't suck food. I don't suck the heads
pour it in your mouth?
of
only one thing he
crawfish.
sucks.
Nobody should be sucking anything.
You pour the soup in your mouth like that?
No, I just...
When the bullet hits the bone.
Hey, no more about my personal life on the air. No more. You got to pay for that.
Personal life.
No
Okay.
more. Hey, let's do Celebrity Almanac.
All right. Hey,
first one out.
Whose birthday is it
are
today?
you a celebrity?
No.
Oh,
no. He's not a celebrity.
Can you float a QC right here?
Oh, no, yeah.
We'll get to more foodicks tomorrow. That was today's Click, Click, Boom.
Oh.
Is that okay?
Those are icky.
That's fine.
Icky. I got to start thinking of some of mine for tomorrow.
Oh, your foodicks?
Yeah.
You said you started the show today by saying you are no longer talking about your personal life.
Oh, that's other people's their icks. That's all. It's me.
You're not
judging other people. That's fine.
But it still portrays a feeling that you have. I don't think we should discuss it. We're not talking about you.
Okay, good. Thank you. Thankfully.
We're doing a show that's not personal. We're doing a show that's just kind of news-based. So let's get into it. America exports so much natural gas that Americans end up paying higher prices. You know that?
Yeah. I'm on propane where I live.
That's capitalism,
super
baby.
expensive.
Do you know that you're paying, essentially you're paying a tax? We're the world's largest, not creator, but
distributor,
exporter.
Well, that too, but also we are producer.
Miner?
We're producing more natural gas.
Do you mine natural gas?
Well, you drill for it.
You
don't mine it. You drill it, and with fracking, offshore drilling, land drilling as well. We produce more natural gas in this country than any other country does. And that
Way
means
to go,
that,
America.
It means that
You're
natural
winning.
gas, because of supply, should be down to almost to near nothing. That'd be a huge victory.
Now, do we put it on? Do we put
you
it
talking
in,
about being like Venezuela or something?
Yeah.
Do we put it in bottles and put it on ships, or how do
That's
we?
exactly what we do. We create something called LNG, which is liquefied natural gas. Natural gas.
Our national gas.
And then we put it on ships, and then we ship it to other countries, and we sell it over there. In fact, we do so much of that it artificially has raised the price of natural gas here in our own country.
That's a funny way of saying Biden did it.
Well,
Thank you, Joe Byron.
it's funny you say that because that's not at all when it happened.
Yeah.
That's not the
Yeah,
administration
right.
where we started to
Whatever.
really increase our exports.
Whatever.
For some reason, it happened right at exactly 2050. But they're higher now than ever. Almost 700 billion cubic feet. I have no idea what that adds up to in bottles.
If you're so jealous of these entrepreneurs, why don't you get some gas of your own and sell it?
I'm not jealous of the entrepreneurs. I'm just bringing up the fact that when people say drill, baby, drill, and things like that, what they have to realize is we done drilled it. We done drilled it. We are now producing enough natural gas and I think oil as well to support our country fully.
And go
We've
full-on
just-
communist?
Well, it turns out that companies can make a lot more money by sending a lot of that overseas, and then also diminishing supply inside the U.S. So it's just something to consider.
All right, I'll try to sell some.
I just wanted to make sure that we told a story that it does not involve Bob or his personal life. So I pulled up this news story.
This one was angering.
I'm not saying it's that interesting. I'm just saying,
You see what you did, Bob?
by 2017, the U.S. was officially sending out more gas than it was bringing in. The fracking boom rippled throughout local economies and minted a new species of billionaire. And eventually we got so much that we've just practically stopped importing it altogether. And we're exporting it in a huge way.
Thank goodness. God bless the United States.
Yeah, the boon of the domestic supply has petered out.
The dream still lives in all of us.
All of us.
Okay, let me find something else that's not about any of our personal lives. That
Okay.
really rocked the whole. I feel like people out there were like, "Yeah, more of that, please. More of that, please." Delete that. Hey, here's
what
something
is it?
interesting. This is not, and I want to remind you, this is not about Bob's personal life.
Thank goodness.
Saving for your own retirement may get you a bigger refund at tax time. The IRS reports over $1 billion in unclaimed funds every year. And tax day is on the way. New research shows only 44% of young Americans understand the tax filing process. It's probably the same for older Americans, too.
Yeah. You think they read the tax code?
Yeah. But it turns out that saving for your, let's see, I'm sorry, I hadn't read this before. I didn't know we were doing this show today.
That's okay.
And
That's all right.
It's okay. Regroup for a second. No problem. Go ahead. Take it again.
Take two.
yeah, I can't find out why.
Oh.
But I'm probably because, like, if you're doing things like investing on Roth IRAs or whatever, you're kind of, no, a Roth doesn't reduce your... Okay, let me find another story.
All right,
This is
you'll find
not going to
something.
be about anybody's personal life. Let me
Good.
find another one that's
Good.
going to be good. Okay.
I mean, you guys could talk about your personal lives.
I got nothing going on.
Yeah, and end up with a life that looks like yours? I don't think so.
That's why I'm so happy.
Listen, I don't.
What do I have going on?
Oh, look at that. It's time for a song.
I was about to think of something personal.
Folks, you listen to the all-new Mornings with News and Information,
And
powered by...
It's called infotainment, Matt.
Yes, that's what we're giving people.
Infotainment.
No more personalized, ladies and gentlemen. It's causing problems at home.
No, it's not called. It's causing problems with me. It's not causing problems at home.
the home's fine.
Which is it?
You can't bait me into. Cleveland's favorite son has left the building.
I report the news. That's what I do.
It's Bob Fonseca's Rock and Roll News.
Take my name off of that, Mr. Announcer, man. It is the Rock and Roll News time, and I am Rock's last great reporter, Bob. And I've got the Rock and Roll News headlines for you today, so you don't look like a doofus when you go into the office, at the water cooler, or wherever you discuss rock and roll news with people. So many headlines that I could do. That would be the lead headlines.
Yeah.
And they would be happier than the headlines than that I have to bring you right off the top of the Bat? Is that right?
Yes,
Is
That's
that
how you
right?
do it. Yes.
Sure.
Yes.
This one hits hard, man. For me, I'm a huge fan of this artist, particularly when he was in a band formation. Not so much his solo career, though. I do love the song "Boats Against the Current," which I think is a beautiful ballad. Oh man.
Oh boy.
I don't know. I'm not even teasing when I say I don't know how I'm going to get through the day with this news.
What are
other
the
than
first songs you playing when you get home?
I'm going to go through the whole Raspberries catalog. I'm sad to have to bring you the sad news that Eric Carmen from Cleveland, Ohio, the star and the main songwriter and frontman for one of the great power pop bands of all time, call them a rock band, the Raspberries from Cleveland, Ohio.
That's right.
Where's their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame? Are they in the Hall of Fame?
Where are they?
The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? You may know him from his solo career and some of the songs that were hits surrounding some movies in the 70s and 80s, like Hungry Eyes, the song All By Myself. But he was the leader of the Raspberries, and I encourage you to check out the Raspberries. He was 74 and died yesterday of unspecified causes.
Maybe being 74?
Could be.
Could have been.
Born in Cleveland, Ohio, Carmen co-formed the power pop pioneers Raspberries in 1970. I think they were very Beatles-inspired band, I think. I think his voice sounded a lot like Paul's. The group released 4 critically acclaimed albums before breaking up in 1975, so very short-lived. And their big hit was 1972, Go All the Way. I'd encourage you to listen to something like Overnight Sensation, which was a song that Eric told on for many months in production. It was going to be his big, Beatle-esque, Phil Spector-esque record. And just like all those records, like River Deep, Mountain High, and all that, all the big records that people try hard on.
Yeah.
For months and months and months and spend tens of thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars to produce, it goes nowhere. Damn. So you may not have heard Overnight Sensation, but I encourage you to listen to it. But very sad. He contributed to 1987's Dirty Dancing soundtrack.
Hungry Eyes.
You may know the song "Make Me Lose Control." He was also a member of Ringo Starr's All-Star Band, and I'd also heard a rumor over the years that a lot of his hits he based on melodies from classical records, like Rachmaninoff, Mozart, things like that, which is not a bad play. If you're going to steal from the best.
Yeah.
But a brilliant songwriter, brilliant frontman, and R.I.P.
Did he play on any of Taylor Swift's albums?
He did not.
Oof.
He did not.
That's a real mark.
That was a
against
loss
him.
for her.
Real mark against
loss
his
for
career.
her. And let's see. I think he was still out there. But anyway,
All right.
And he was famously lampooned by Dana Carvey, right?
was he? Maybe.
The Choppin' Broccoli song?
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Choppin' Broccoli.
Choppin' Broccoli.
Choppin' Broccoli. I always felt like that was kind of a shot at Eric Carmen.
Yeah, could have been. Had that poofy hair like it. Eric used to tease that hair way up there.
Yeah, but you remember, he kind of literally leaned into the feelings in All By Myself.
Yeah. One of the great breakup songs of all time. Of all time, and I'll be playing it a lot. Okay, here we go.
And now, out of the death and into the frying pan.
Now, we all know since the pandemic, or the Pando as I like to call it, vinyl records have been having a resurgence. They kind of disappeared around 1992 when CDs were in their heyday. But they've been back ever since the pandemic. And this is an interesting story sent to me by one of my stringers, Eric Castro. Vinyl records are now driving the UK economy and UK inflation. The prices of vinyl records will feed into the UK inflation statistics for the first time since 1992, highlighting a surge in their popularity among British consumers. Driven in part by, well, mostly by you-know-who. And I'm not going to say the name.
You-know-who.
I'm not going to say the name. Taylor Swift.
Oh, you think Taylor Swift is or is this the kids in Manchester? Music, I think that music consumption is a little more important to the average Brit than it is to the average American.
Yeah. You could be right.
I mean, you spend all day, you're putting a slate roof on a house.
Often the inflation basket reflects the adoption of new technology, but the return of vinyl records shows how cultural revivals can affect our spending, says the deputy director of ONS, which is Office for National Statistics, but you probably already knew that. So that's pretty interesting. Be curious to know if it's helping to drive inflation in our... I know the prices of the records are inflated. Is that what it means, Matt?
What?
I don't even know what it means when you drive inflation. Is that good or bad?
Well, here's the thing. I think that the way we measure inflation is going to have to change because in the past, people had learned that at times you had to go without when there's not money. But I feel like maybe with younger generations, we haven't learned how to go without. So we just continue to buy even if prices go up. Does that make sense?
Makes perfect sense.
There does not seem to be a point at which there's enough pain that people stop making certain purchases.
I know there's not in the concert business. That's for sure.
One of the reasons I bring it up.
I know.
Is if people are still supporting concerts at $200 and $300 a ticket.
Well, speaking
sporting events at $50, $70, $100 a ticket.
Speaking of concerts, a lot of tour news coming out yesterday. John Fogerty of Creedence Clearwater Revival has... one of his first missteps ever. He's announced tour dates with George Thorogood. I'm not a fan.
I like it.
Huh?
I like him.
I can show up to the
Bob
arena.
does not like Thorogood.
I can show up to the arena late for that one. You know what I'm saying? I can go have a nice dinner, roll into the theater around 8:30 and catch John Fogerty.
Well, you're going to miss John Fogerty if you show up late.
Huh? With my friend Kenny Arnoff, his drummer.
Quick question for you, Bob.
Yeah.
George Thorogood or the Doors? Who would you rather not see?
Well, that's a tough one. I think just from a historical perspective, I would have to see the Doors. But
what if the Doors are playing all George Thorogood songs and
not going to be a good night
George
for me.
Thorogood is playing all the Doors songs.
Not going to be a good night. Not going to be a good night for me. I think I'm staying home. The comfort of a
Okay, how about this? George Thorogood.
soft couch.
George Thorogood comes on stage, joins the Doors, and then they just play 38 Special.
He's not tough enough.
Why does Eric Carmen have to die? Just saying. 10cc is going to embark on their first U.S. tour in over 3 decades. I think You're Not in Love is one of the greatest rock compositions of all time. I think it's a brilliant
here's the
song.
problem with
Nothing before that song ever sounded like that song, and nothing after really did.
Here's an issue with the
pure
10cc tour. If you go to the average person and you ask them to name a second 10cc song,
Dreadlock Holiday, maybe?
Really starts
Rubber Bullets?
It really starts to fall apart
I know
after You're Not in Love. And that's an issue for a lot of their tour, is that to most people you go and you say, okay, you can't mention Not in Love. Give me any 10cc song.
I know.
And they're going to start probably naming Bread songs to you.
I know.
And you're going to go, that's Bread. No, that's Bread as well. That's also Bread.
But if you're going to have a one-hit wonder, make it as brilliant as 10cc's I'm Not in Love.
Absolutely.
Big boys don't cry. Big boys don't
I love that song. Let's see. Sting announces Sting 3.0 tour after he's done with Billy Joel. He's got a new power trio lineup. You know, the Police were a power trio. But he's got Dominic Miller and drummer Chris Moss. I don't know where from, and I'm really too tired to research it, but he's going to go back out on the road as a power trio, which will be interesting to see how much of the Police catalog he will pull up. I'm assuming
how about
a lot.
all of it.
All of it. If he's doing a trio,
literally reforming the Police just without the Police.
Yeah, one guy looks kind of like Andy Summers.
Kind of. I mean,
don't stand so close to me. Anyway, tickets go on sale to the general public. That would be you. Friday. And you can learn more at Sting's website and see the full list of tour dates below. Let's see if he's got an Austin date. I don't see an Austin date yet. These are the big cities, though. He's playing the biggies. Detroit.
Boston,
New York City, San Francisco, L.A., stuff like that. But maybe he'll wrap around and fill in. There's going to be a big Jimmy Buffett. I almost said Billy Buffett, but Jimmy Buffett tribute concert next month honoring the late Margaritaville star Jimmy Buffett, and some big names are going to be there. In
Who
fact,
are some of those names, Bob?
some of the biggest. Paul McCartney, the Eagles, John Bon Jovi, Sheryl Crow, Jackson Brown, and more.
You know what, folks? Go in, call your dad right now, wake him up, because today's a big day for him.
Yeah. Get out those Tommy Bahamas.
Yeah.
And get out those chonkless.
If you're an old white guy...
Are they chonklesses?
Yeah.
If there's two of them? Or is it just chonkless?
If you're an old white guy, you're back, baby. You're back.
Woohoo! Get those nut-hugging shorts out, because they keep the party
Paul
going.
McCartney, the Eagles, Bon Jovi, Jackson Brown.
This show's
Damn.
going to be at the Hollywood Bowl. It's going to be called Keep the Party Going, a tribute to Jimmy Buffett. Other artists slated to appear include the only country star I listen to, Eric Church, Brandy Carlisle, Jack Johnson, Pitbull. You'll be down with that.
Dollar.
Huh?
Huh?
Jake Owen, Kenny Chesney, Zach Brown,
This
and
gets worse and worse. It gets worse and worse.
and Buffett's own Coral Reefer Band. Maybe you can show up to that one a little late, too.
What are people going to do without their dads for that long?
Yeah, that is full on. That is a heavy. Hey, great news for the Hawaiian shirt business. Going to be an up year.
Yeah, up here for Tommy Bahama. April 11th is the date, the Hollywood Bowl. Tickets, Amex pre-sale goes on sale tomorrow
Hey,
at
folks,
10
if
a.m.
you've got any money invested in jorts, do not divest just yet.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, man. I'm coming here and
Come on.
selling Icy Hot.
Come on. Cheeseburger in Paradise. Come on. How much wouldn't you love to see Paul sing Cheeseburger in Paradise?
God, this is.
Huh?
It's got a real.
In an English accent? I can't even.
Cheeseburger in paradise.
No. Let's see what else I got. I got Bruce Springsteen, a surprise appearance with John Mellencamp.
Oh my God, what's my wife gonna do? How's my wife gonna handle
I don't
this?
know how he's gonna. She's gonna separate.
Which
those
one's
two.
which?
I don't know.
It's like all this time. It's all come together. If you don't remember, my wife once told me that John Mellencamp is greater than Bruce Springsteen. But then every John Mellencamp hit that she mentioned was actually a Bruce Springsteen song. And I was like, I don't think you've ever even heard John Mellencamp.
You get them mixed up. Anyway, the boss surprised the little bastard, as he's known. That's his own descriptor. I'm not saying it. At a concert, at a Mellencamp concert in Newark on Sunday night, I guess Bruce is tuning up a little bit for the beginning of his tour, or the re-beginning of his tour next week in Phoenix, followed by Vegas. That's Phoenix on Wednesday, I think Vegas on... Phoenix on Tuesday, Vegas on Friday. And they did Pink Houses together. And I think you can probably watch some fan film footage on YouTube or something like that. So that's pretty cool. Rock and Roll News Jr.
Is now?
Yeah, let's do it. Rock and Roll News Jr.
Oh, that story about the Jimmy Buffett tribute concert wasn't Rock and Roll News Jr.?
Well, it might have to be, because I just can't do another Taylor Swift story in good conscience.
Well, I don't understand why. Here's the other thing you can remember, Bob. All the kids are out for spring break, so you can
Oh,
mess
you know
one
what?
up
All right.
and they won't
okay.
even care.
Then good. I'll do this other. This is an important story because.
Tell them about Weezer. Kids may not love Weezer, but they're dads. Like that. Weezer is dad age right now.
You know, kids, it's okay to get into a little rock and roll, heavy metal. And if you're going to do that, I recommend Judas Priest. Judas Priest has set a record now with the release of their new album, Invincible Shield. I saw it at Target, a special Target edition yesterday.
Okay.
You can get it there. But Rob Halford, been with the band the whole time. The only heavy metal band to have albums that album releases that spanned 50 years. Their first album, I believe, was in 1972. And they've been going for over 50 years, still releasing albums. Now, there have been rock bands that have done that, i.e. the Stones. But the only heavy metal band so far to have that kind of longevity. I would imagine that if What's Ozzy Osbourne's band?
Black Sabbath.
Yeah, Black Sabbath, that one. I would imagine if they continued to release records, they would have broken the 50-year threshold. But I think they officially stopped releasing records. There might have been compilations and stuff, but that doesn't count. I'm talking about original material. Way to go. Congratulations. Let's do the first of many salutes to Judas Priest. Give him a wham bam. Thank you, man, for that. All right, it's time for a lot of rock and roll news salutes, so bear with me. First of all, I got some mail at Bob's Rock News from a mom who wants me to wish, wants to give a salute to her son, Kalen, a big fan of the rock and roll news. In fact, she says Kalen, who's 7 years old, likes to scream when Steven Tyler screams between segments there. Anyway, this first salute goes out to 7-year-old Kalen, who's making the commute from his school from Jonestown to Lander every morning. Way to go, Kalen. Thanks for enjoying the rock and roll news. Also,
who else?
I don't want to give his name, but
don't do it.
He's 50 years old today.
Oh, that'd be Chris.
There's no way he's 50.
Yeah, there is a way. He was born 50 years ago.
There's no way.
Yeah, that's how that happens.
He looks like he's 30 years old.
He does look remarkably young. Good for him.
He's in incredible shape.
He is in incredible shape.
You got a young girlfriend?
You got that good skin.
50 years old, our security guard, Chris. Happy birthday today.
Now, here's a real pickle you put yourself in.
Yeah.
You also have to do a rock and roll news shout-out to other birthday boy, our other security guard, Tommy.
Yeah.
But are you going to start telling me that Tommy looks 30?
I don't
Tommy's
know Tommy's
also
age.
50.
I don't know Tommy's age.
If you don't give Tommy the exact same rock and roll news shout out, Tommy will shoot you in the face.
Tommy looks like he's in his 20s, but happy belated birthday to our other security guard, Tommy, who had a birthday yesterday. But
which one's Tommy and which one's Chris?
I can't tell them apart.
I don't know.
Oh, is Tommy the real old looking one?
Nah, Tommy looks young. He's spry.
We got you good, Tommy.
All right, now this one's a very special one because
there's
let
more.
me get the volume up and put the slider up.
It's gonna go all the way up.
So 21 years ago today, I was not on the show for that day. I took a day off because my son Evan was born. Evan Nicholas Fonseca was born 21 years ago today. And while I was in the hospital, a rock star named Steve Poltz was here in the studio. Steve Poltz, formerly of the punk band The Rugburns, and also the co-writer and paramour of Jewel, co-wrote her song, her hit, You Belong to Me, which supplied him with an endless stream of mailbox money.
Forever and ever and ever.
But
Amen.
on that morning, he was in the studio while I was in the hospital giving birth. Well, my wife was giving birth to our son, Evan, 21 years ago today. And Steve wrote this song on the fly during that show. And I'm going to play it for you now.
Okay.
So turn down the Beatles a little bit. Evan hates this song, too. But I'm not worried because he's on spring break, so he'll sleep to 4 o'clock this afternoon, and we'll never know this
Plus,
happened.
he's 21, which means he's probably hammered right now.
This is the great Steve Poltz.
Evan Nicholas Fonseca, take a look around, take a look around. Evan Nicholas Fonseca, you've got the biggest balls in town, the biggest balls I've ever seen. Stuck your head out, you thought it was a dream. Evan Fonseca, take a look around, look around, look around.
The great Steve Poltz, thank you very much. 21 years ago. I guess I can go have a drink with him tonight. His first drink, right?
Yeah. His first one ever.
Right?
Yeah.
What do you think he'll go for? I'm going to make him drink straight whiskey
Long Island
tonight
iced tea.
until he throws up. That's what I'm going to do. No, not. I'm going to make him drink a man's
Do you
drink.
know that more and more young people aren't actually drinking after they turn 21?
Oh, no?
Yeah, because they're so insanely high they don't need to.
Oh,
Yeah,
I don't
get
know
him
if
some
he does
carts.
that. He's probably going to reach for a claw, but I'm going to make him drink Japanese whiskey all night and smoke cigars until he pukes.
Let him be himself.
Happy birthday, Evan. I love you, man. I got one more to go. One more to go.
Another one.
Got one that's 17.
Wait.
Going on 18.
Same
He'll
but
be-
not another
not
another
today.
wham bam.
No.
Oh,
This one goes out to Evan. All right. I think we're all going to go see Dune this afternoon. Him and
Oh, man, they're getting 3 buckets?
Hey, what 21-year-old doesn't want to go see a movie with his dad?
All
on
right,
his birthday?
sing us out.
Hate the strip club.
Sing us out.
Give me the Dune bucket and daddy.
A lot of salutes, a lot of things happening out there. Life is happening. Rock and roll is happening. Tours going out. Eric Carmen is gone. I encourage you to just put on a few Raspberries hits and just turn it up to 11. And
Dad, why are you cutting a hole in the bottom of the popcorn bucket?
oh, man. Put a hole in the popcorn bucket. All right, I'm worn out. I'll see you in
That's
a few
it?
minutes. No, I'll stick around. I'm too lazy to even go to the lobby. Send the limo on.
Okay.
I can't even
We'll
make
do
it.
that. Morning to Man Bob. We're powered by Chuy. What are you guys doing to celebrate National Working Moms Day?
Oh, that's interesting.
That's
Good
today.
question.
You guys, you got your cards sent out?
Well, first of all, do working moms get the day off today?
No. When you're a mom, you
Well, that
never get a
sounds
day
like
off.
a ripoff.
Right. And when you're a working mom, I think you doubly don't get a day off.
That is a ripoff. So you don't even get the day off from work on your national day. Is there a card for this?
No, we don't even give them maternity leave. How are we going to give them a card 30 years later?
National Working Moms Day, March 12th.
I'm going to put mine to work.
You got a working mom, too.
I do. She works at the original Nile Maxwell in Taylor.
Bob, your mom? She work or she stayed home?
She
Which, by
is-
the way, staying at home,
Yeah.
still is working.
Yeah, she died
the
last
hardest
year,
job.
Matt. But thanks for
I'm not
thanks
asking
for
if she's still
remembering.
working. Did she work when you were growing up?
Not when I grew up, because she was a military
Spouse.
wife or
Yeah.
spouse, and so her job was to support. I mean, there were times when my dad went to Vietnam or went to Thailand on long assignment that she was the only.
I didn't mean to start a fight.
The only
I
parent.
thought you
But when she
said-
was younger, before
I thought you
before
said,
I was
my
born,
wife, my mom had a job. I thought you said
yeah,
that.
she did. Before I was born, some of the jobs included she sewed baseballs. I didn't even know they did that by hand. I guess they had to in the day, in a factory.
Oh, she was sewing.
And then she also worked in the GE. She worked in a GE factory making radios.
Wow, look, it all came full circle.
And then she was I think she riveted B-17s.
So she had the bandana on with the...
Yeah. No, but she definitely worked for GE. I know on the line making radios, and then she also worked. I think it was, I want to say Spalding, but it might have been Rawlings. Whoever made baseballs back in the day.
I think Rawlings.
I can't even imagine what that kind of job would be like. All right,
mean?
the next baseball, just a bunch of red thread and some leather.
Just seeing it in your dreams at night.
Yeah, you must. I mean, how many can you knock out in a day?
I think it depends on the person, though. Like my wife has told me before, she loves stuff like that could be kind of what I would call monotonous.
Uh-huh.
She's like, oh, I like to get in a rhythm. I like to get in a rhythm and see how much I can do.
Yeah.
My wife's
that's
a working
what that-
mom. Your
yeah.
wife's a working mom.
I
A
don't
lot
have
of
any-
working moms out there. Here's some ways to celebrate Working Moms Day. Show your appreciation to a working mom with a handwritten note.
They want food and candy.
Yeah. Bonbons.
Give them no note with no candy.
Yeah, there you go. That's what the
I don't know
internet
what else you can
suggests.
do.
That's what the
you
internet
know.
suggests. So there you go, working moms. Hope
You deserve it.
Enjoy. Look, I think I don't know, it's a complicated issue. If you had the ability, would you have wanted to be a stay-at-home dad?
Yeah, that may be too much for my kids. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like
yeah.
I'm better in small.
I mean, when
You're
she
better
leaves,
in
so I
small
can wait.
doses.
You're better for your family
Yeah.
when you're away
Yeah.
from them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you saw I just called my son he's traveling Europe right now. Dylan is over doing his senior trip with his classmates. He had a busy morning. He did Dachau this morning,
Yeah.
and now he's
And
going
then
to a
you called and
BMW
it got
museum.
really depressing.
Yeah, and then-
it's like...
And you could saw the enthusiasm in his voice when Dad called him.
Bob, in your son's defense, he had just left Dachau.
I know.
I don't know that he's going to have enthusiasm. He just walked a human graveyard where you find out how insanely cruel humans can be to one another.
Yeah, I know.
I don't think he was going to be chipper.
I know. Hopefully they'll have a nice lunch transition into the afternoon over there.
Hopefully.
That seems like he said he was on his way to BMW Museum, whatever that is. Anyway, he's having a good... Hey, no, I don't think so. I don't know, man. You know, I heard John Lennon. You know, John Lennon used to always talk about those years where he was like a stay-at-home dad, and he seemed to enjoy it, making bread and raising the kids while Yoko was out there bringing home the bacon and frying up in a pan.
Yodeling at museums to bring home the bacon?
Yeah, and taking care of his financial empire. I don't know. I guess it'd be good work if you can get it.
It was hard. When my first couple of years, I would leave here in the morning and go straight home. And then I had a writing job, but I would write from the house with my daughter. We had a 2-hour nanny is what we had basically for the crossover because my wife was working also. And so I did. I feel close to my daughter because of that. But I think it's always, I'm not just sucking up because it's National Working Moms Day. Hats off, because I don't know, moms are better at momming than dads will ever be at momming.
Well, yeah, it's their nature. It's in their DNA, I guess.
Sexist? Wow, Bob.
Well, no, it's in their...
Wow, you're so sexist, Bob.
You might be right. I don't have any fight in me today. I really don't.
Are you really? Yeah. You're just done for the day?
I don't even know where to go after the show.
We don't even know we don't even know how to talk to you about it because you're like, I'm not going to talk.
I don't even know where to go.
I know you don't want to talk about your personal life, but was there a fight in your house involving people?
Yeah, there was some disagreements. I don't know.
You and the puppy?
That's not.
What's weird is
Mom's Day. I want to.
It's working Mom's Day.
I should give our wives salute. Let's give them the salute.
Go ahead, salute them.
Where is it?
Salute them.
Because I know Mrs. Bearden and Mrs. Fonseca are out there bringing home the bacon, frying it up in a pan. You know, it's hard to do. There's a lot of guilt involved in that. I know, for a lot of moms that feel like, I should be home with my kids. I should be nurturing the kids. They have a lot of guilt about.
There's also a lot of guilt for a lot of working moms when they're at work and they're just like, oh God, this is so much better than being at home with those S-heads.
Yeah.
This office where I get to flirt with that cute guy.
Where I have an office husband.
And I get to go to lunch, so much better than being at home with my cranky husband.
Let's not act like all kids are miracles.
And my disrespectful kids.
They're not all miracles.
What?
Right?
Moms?
Kids.
Oh, right. Exactly. Right. No, let's be very clear. They're not miracles.
They're just going to grow up to be another a-hole.
Yeah. When women, I think sometimes when people tell you about what a miracle their child is, it's because they're trying to convince themselves because of the uncomfortable feelings they have inside.
I'll throw this one in the dumpster.
Yeah. No, come on.
No, not a baby, but like a 12-year-old.
No, church doorstep. You don't have to say dumpster.
I didn't say dumpster.
Firehouse. Where's another good place?
I don't know. You may have to convince yourself.
Foods.
You may have to convince yourself that a child is where
with your Amazon returns.
Get into the Austin area news.
Finally, some
Join
substance.
in now for some
Damn, boy, he's thick. Boy, that's a thick-ass boy.
thick headlines.
Broken record news right here. Another hit and run. Person was hit in a crosswalk at Red River and 7th around 1 a.m. overnight and killed. A second person injured. And
is it drunk people? Is there not enough lighting or something?
It is. Sometimes it's drunk people driving. Sometimes it's drunk people walking.
Remember, there's a lot of traffic down there.
That's also, South by is going on, but we talk about it every year here, is that if you are driving, it still is ultimately your responsibility to be looking in crosswalks, looking at intersections. And another horrific thing is that it has gotten dangerous in some of these areas, and if you're a pedestrian, you have to be on the lookout. You have to stop expecting, that car will stop for me.
Right.
You have to be overly cautious and remember that a lot of these drivers are not paying attention. There's a lot going on, and they're taking their eyes off the road. It's continuing to be a problem in this city. The amount of auto pedestrian accidents is it's skyrocketed as we've gotten busier. And I don't know. I don't know what it is about our culture. In New York, if you're driving, you know that every intersection there's going to be some shalhoub darting out into traffic.
Yeah.
So you're prepared for it, I guess.
Yeah.
Maybe here, not so much. Also, when someone's at a crosswalk, I don't know if you know this, but the state law is you're supposed to stop for them in a crosswalk. I never see anybody in Texas stop for somebody in a crosswalk.
No.
I'll see somebody stand in a crosswalk. I mean, not at a light where there's a cross, but those crosswalks are just painted across. You're supposed to stop. They have the right of way.
Right.
I see people all the time just stand in a crosswalk and watch car after car after car go through. But another sad story, and it's happening every South by now. A lot of people here. So the driver did not stay at the crash at East 7th and Red River. They left. I don't think it'll take long. There's so many cameras downtown. I don't think it'll take long for them to put out a description of who they are looking for. And then somebody not only has the death of someone, but they're going to have a much harder trial about it because they did not stay
And render aid or whatever.
render aid at the scene. Plumbing problems could cost the county $4 million. On Tuesday, a coalition of Travis County staff appeared at the Commissioner's Court requesting funding for a derelict section of plumbing at the Travis County Jail. Apparently, there's some plumbing there that is not working well at all. Could cost up to $4 million to fix it.
Coming in or going out?
That is an important question to ask, and I have a feeling it might be
There's
the fact
two kinds of pipes in your house.
Well, here's what I'm reading. My staff, toured the downtown Central Booking and CJC facility, and the plumbing situation it's horrible. I mean, it's terrible that people have to work in these conditions, said Commissioner Bridget Shea. Terrible that people have to work in these conditions.
Tells me that's the outgoing.
It's outgoing pipe. It's outgoing pipe.
pipes.
If there's a dripping faucet, nobody says it's terrible. Somebody tells me, hey, there's this. I can smell turd in the air. That's the warm smell of pooplitas rising up through the jail cells.
Cacalitas.
Here's a weird thing. Do you know that 15 years ago there was a plan to replace the jail, right? You remember that happening? And I don't know why it was delayed, installed, or whatever. But the fact is, we know the jail building is in disrepair. It was built to last a certain amount of time. It's not still supposed to be the jail. It's 15 over its expiry date. And for some reason, underneath the jail, they spent millions to rebuild the courts, the courthouses.
Oh.
Yeah. But guess what's right over the heads of the brand new court building?
Yep.
You're guessing it correctly. Big
pipes.
Big pipes of County Judge Andy Brown and others raised the issue of the jail's infrastructure in relation to the county's new courtroom located in the same downtown facility. The council at first appearance courtrooms are on the first floor, and the pipes run directly above their heads. Yeah, second through
Odor
fourth
in
floors.
the court. Odor in the court.
Here come the sludge. Here come the sludge.
Odor in the court.
So here's the issue. Something's going to have to be done.
May I approach the stench? You're wrong. I didn't think there was that much in there. I didn't think there was that much gold in... Objection, Your Honor. Projection as well. Any more? Got any more?
I don't know. I'm trying to think. I don't.
You've been found silty. Anything else? We got anything else? Guys, any more puns left in this precious area here? There's the defendant.
The
prosecution.
The process I would have done.
All right. Well, I guess we're out.
All right, we're done. We're done. Our work is done here.
Our job is done.
Yeah.
We mined it for gold, and we got it a little bit.
Yeah.
Really did.
Highest form of comedy, the pun.
That's right. The highest form of comedy. Puns about poop.
That's why a lot of people can't do it. They're not good enough.
Guess what? If you're a Spurs fan, congrats. Spurs Week is here. It started Sunday. Like today, you could go to Cat Metro Plaza at the Austin Convention Center from noon to 4. There's games, there's prizes, there's free swag. If you're at home with kids and they are NBA fans. That's something you can do for spring break. There's also an official watch party tonight to watch the Spurs against the Rockets at the Armadillo Den. Please be 21 and over.
Oh.
There's a DJ, there's prizes, there's free Spurs swag, there's drink tickets if you wear Spurs gear. That's right, you can get a couple of free drinks. That's happening, though, all this week. It's all leading up to Friday and Saturday when the Spurs will be playing right here in Austin. And there's all kinds of stuff, too. Like, I mean, all week long, there are activations happening throughout the city. There's even limited edition Spurs shirts that feature the Spurs company or whatever, the Spurs organization, painted a brand new mural here in the city.
Wow.
And now you can get a T-shirt with the mural on it and all kinds of stuff. Stuff like Bolden Acres, right? Wanderlust Wine Company. The Holdsworth Center. I don't know what that one
We're
is.
going Spurs crazy here.
They are. We are going Spurs crazy throughout the city. If you're a Spurs fan, you might already know about this. If not, you can get information at NBA.com. That's right, NBA.com. Of course, you're going to want to drill down on the San Antonio Spurs there at NBA.com. But once you do that, you'll find readily Spurs Week. And I'll tell you all about the stuff happening all around the city. And now, finally, South by Southwest is here. And I wanted to bring up a special appearance that will be happening today that popped up. There's lots of the musicians that are in town. Mm-hmm. There are filmmakers in town. Lots of celebrities. Jordan Peele's in last night.
No.
So many people. But this for some reason, this session really kind of appeared at the top. And I thought, well, this could be interesting. Today from 2:30 to 3:30. At the Austin Convention Center, there's a featured session happening, a conversation with Sydney Sweeney.
Oh.
The two-time Emmy-nominated actress and producer, Sydney Sweeney, has become one of the most sought-after talents of her generation.
Oh, yeah.
Says here that she has captivated global audiences with her buzzworthy, critically acclaimed, and iconic roles.
Can't name one.
She was.
I know she was on SNL a couple weeks ago.
She was the hot girl in Euphoria.
You
And
can't.
she was the hot girl in Madam Web.
She's the hot girl in Anyone But You.
And
She's the hot girl in Immaculate.
she was the hot girl in Voyeur. That one was really hot.
She's the smoking hot girl in White Lotus. She is the smoking hot girl in Reality.
National treasure, Bob.
She's the smoking hot
Yeah, you don't have to
producer
tell
for
me.
Echo Valley, where she's also co-starring.
Is she doing the keynote?
Oh, man. I don't know who Keynote is, but he's hoping. He is hoping
Who is
right
the
now.
Keynote? This
I
year.
would have sent 1,000 ships for her, I think.
I don't even know who's doing the keynote this year. Oh, Megan, the Duchess of. Oh yeah, we got royalty in town.
It's
huh?
Megan the Stallion, not the.
Oh, no, the Duchess of Sussex.
Oh.
I'd love to Sussex on. Anyway, congratulations, and that's exciting for anybody who gets in and sees
Love her
Sydney
work.
Sweeney and her incredible works.
Just check that out. See what she's got to say.
Love to check them
Something from the balcony.
My oh my!
Are you going? You said you were going to get you were getting badges. Or
I'm gonna go
something.
today and check
I wouldn't
stuff
even
out.
know what to do. Like I wouldn't even.
And
I think the last time I went in earnest was like the second year of
Instead of
South by
being-
Southwest, where it was like, oh, there's some bands playing at the Driscoll.
Why don't you go and lean in and make this your year to recapture?
Yeah.
I can't be. I don't have the time. I'm going to go to our thing tomorrow.
You
Our little
don't have the
get-together.
time. You have nothing but time. Your son that lives at home is actually in Europe right now.
Mm-hmm.
And your other son is in college and your other son has graduated. You have nothing but time right now.
Good point.
You should be down there.
I don't know what to do.
Do you think that, is there any possibility that not knowing what to do is leading to some
Oh no, I don't have. I used to
some
have
irritability
No,
is causing any fights at the house?
I used to have FOMO.
And now you don't?
Like 10 years ago, I used to have FOMO if I didn't go to South by Southwest. But after a while, it's like, I don't even know what it is anymore.
That's when it was good.
Like, I used to, used to go see bands on 6th Street or whatever. Then it got so spread out and so corporate and like.
I think it's more about the interactive.
You guys sound like a couple of negative Nancys.
Are there any good bands playing?
I just told you Sydney Sweeney is in town. Jesus Christ, what else did you need?
It's not a band.
What would you rather do?
I want to go to the.
Would you rather sit through 8 songs from a band you never heard of, or would you rather spend 1 minute
in the presence
of Sydney Sweeney?
Is it like a band where I can hold my phone up and record her while she's talking?
Maybe.
I'm in.
You're in?
Mm-hmm.
Bob, I want to thank you. 2 weeks ago, I said, please, on to us. Mornings with Matt and Bob are powered by Chuy. Make sure you follow along on Instagram, Matt and Bob FM. That's Matt and Bob FM. Mm-hmm. Chu brought this to our attention. Chu, what you find, man?
Well, it's kind of been in the news and going around a little bit. And I'd like to spread it even more because, what the F? John Barnett was supposed to answer questions this Saturday as part of a deposition he'd be giving earlier last week related to a legal dispute with his former employer, Boeing, which it's been dogged because of safety concerns, which he had raised. Well, he was actually...
but that's a good thing, right?
That's a great thing. The bad thing is John Barnett was found dead in his truck in the parking lot.
Yeah, in Charleston.
Yes.
They confirmed it this morning that he did.
Yeah.
They said that they found a male inside a vehicle suffering from a gunshot wound to the head.
Let's put the quotations there.
And it has not taken long for the internet to decide it was the Clintons.
Well, it says here it's self-inflicted.
Oh, is it, Bob?
Is it?
Wow, Bob.
Open and shut.
You're real. You're real.
Let's head home.
You can believe that?
No further investigation. This is it. Right? Is that it, Bob? You think there's no funny business that you're saying? He was just
Why
sad?
would they say that?
Why would he agree to a deposition on Saturday?
Because they're part of the deep state, Bob.
The coroner confirmed it.
Coroner confirmed what? That he's dead?
Yeah.
Well, I could confirm that, and I didn't go to coroner school. If you have a gunshot and I stick my finger in it and you don't move, you dead.
So you're saying you're bringing this up because you think there's foul play?
The internet knows there's foul play, Bob.
I mean,
we don't need information. We don't need facts anymore. If it's something smells fishy, then it is fishy, and you get to declare that it's that they were murdered. Are you not going to lean into this with us and believe that this is
I don't know. I mean, it seems like the stuff
state?
that movies are made out of, but I don't know. What was he going to say?
He's the 62-year-old, and he's been working there for a few decades.
32 years.
Yeah, no, in 2019.
He retired in 2017.
Right, and in 2019, he made a whistleblower complaint. He said, look, at this factory in Charlotte.
Where they make the 787 Dreamliner.
Yeah, he said there's a problem. And he said they're putting in some faulty parts. I've seen it happen. And they're not really paying attention. And they're overworking the employees, which is causing there to be accidents in these assemblies. And Boeing denied it. But then the FAA came in.
Did an inspection in 2017.
And they came through, they walked through, and they said, well, there seems to be some credence to these complaints here. And a big part of it is that since they're a regulated industry, they're supposed to trace every part. Even if a part is broken and it's not made to specifications, then you're supposed to trace how that part gets destroyed or where it goes to be stored or whatever, right? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
But he said...
And then when they found that, they said, hey, there were like 52, 53 parts where they said, where are the tags on these parts? Where did these parts go? Were they destroyed or did they go into planes? And Boeing said, we don't... Hey, oh my God, is that a bear over there? Oh my God, there's a bear behind you. And then the FAA turned around and said, what bear?
Yeah, but
then the FAA said, what were we talking about? And Boeing said, I don't know. I think we want to go get wings. And the FAA said, we love wings.
The problem was, I mean...
You're flying.
It's just the oxygen systems that were faulty.
Is that the only thing, though?
I mean, the breathing masks don't need to work.
Well, you can't use my oxygen thing whenever we go down.
You put it on. You're supposed to put your oxygen mask on me before you put it on you.
No,
on a 787. No, they say that at the beginning.
Is what?
It says here they had serious problems with oxygen systems, which could mean only 1 in 4 breathing masks would not work. That mean 1 in 4 breathing masks would not work in an emergency.
That's 25%. That's not a problem. Just take it. You can't
share.
You can take a puff off someone else's.
Yeah, I would think if you had to.
Yeah.
But is it just foreign Boeing planes? It looks like New Zealand and Australia, then the Ethiopian flight.
Well, it depends on who takes delivery of a 787 Dreamliner. Not every carrier is going to buy that. Plus, the 787 is more of a long haul plane, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like you're going to see them on a lot of domestic flights, I don't think.
Dang, well.
But this doesn't seem like any fun. I thought we were going to run this conspiracy right up.
Well,
but it sounds like both of you guys very quick. You're like,
I
never
think
mind.
stuff like this goes on. I think an assassination or something like that.
But why would
goes
you
on.
assassinate this guy?
Because your stock has gone down 20%.
And is it like in the movies? You wipe off the
millions
gun
and
and put it in his hand, and you put it at a certain angle, or what do you?
That's how it's done, my friend.
Yeah, it's easy.
It is. You've done it.
Yeah.
Who hasn't, Bob? Who amongst us hasn't shot a man in the head, then wiped off the gun, then put it in his hand, then let it fall a
Just
little
wear
bit?
gloves. Make sure some of the gunpowder gets on his hand.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
I mean, I've seen it in movies, but I don't. Then what do you do with the?
Because that's all they're inspecting. Oh, there's some gunpowder.
Now what do you do with the rag? Now you got to.
You throw it in a river.
No, float.
No, you put a rock, tie it around a rock, and then throw it all in the river. Bob, you're really bad at murder for hire. Can I tell you that right now?
Yeah, I don't want anything to do with it.
Really? So you don't care about getting rich?
Not that way.
Isn't it odd when you see a story where someone was hired to like murder someone's husband? A woman will get caught, right?
Yeah.
And she'll have wanted to pay someone $10,000, and I'm like, well, you'd kill somebody for $10,000?
Yeah, I guess it really depends on their financial situation, you know?
What would it take for you to kill somebody? Honest question.
What did they do that did they do something bad at
I
least?
come to you and I say, can you do me a favor?
Okay.
But I'm not me. I'm another person.
All right. Now I trust you.
Okay. And I said, will you kill my wife? You don't know her, but she's a bitch, and I don't like her. And I need her dead.
And you got insurance?
And I got insurance, and when the insurance money comes in, I can get you paid. I can get you a certain amount up front right now. I can get you the rest later.
Jeez, sounds like you've worked this all out in your head.
Yeah. How much does it take for you to kill another human being, money-wise?
No less than like 50, 60,000.
Wow, my God, you would kill somebody for $60,000?
Look, the housing crisis is still bad.
But that's
a lot or too much? You want to wheel and deal
You're
right now?
probably going to get some offers.
Go ahead and give me a counter offer.
I'm
That's just a
uncomfortable with
tiny
this whole
amount of money.
conversation.
I think it would take millions for me to consider killing someone.
Or it'd
you
have to be a crime of passion of some kind. If somebody came after, you know what I
You
mean?
have to make it affordable for all, unless it's like some.
What, you want a coupon it?
Luxury
You
killing.
want some
wants
kind
to
of
do.
coupon in the
You know what? If
What's
you,
that-
If
what's
you have
the-
a Groupon for this, I will accept it.
you want something in the Val pack?
He wants a
If you have 3 or
Costco.
4 people that want her dead, then I'll bring the price down.
He wants a Costco murdering. And the problem is that when you get one of those, now you can't just take out your wife. You got to take out 3 other people too. You got to have at least
that's
4
true.
people
Bulk.
in the
You gotta kill 'em
Costco
both.
value pack. You get together with other families. That's what you do. That's how you keep the cost down. You go around to other guys at the office and you go, hey, anybody else want their wife's dead?
This BBC article I'm reading doesn't say anything about they're not investigating it or anything.
Why would they invest?
Because there's no, you don't have any leads.
Well, you're saying that it's
People that are caught up in things like this sometimes kill themselves.
Plus, whatever corporation that owns whatever magazine you're reading has definitely had some influence, you know? You have people come down here and probably say, hey, don't talk about that sponsor. It's going to be the same thing. Hey, don't talk about this Boeing thing, because boy, do they pay me to pass whatever
I had to
bills.
fly on a Max the other day. I was like doing the calculations.
Wait, at 37? At 737?
Yeah,
You're not supposed to fly on them.
I know.
Now, this particular whistleblower
It was
had,
the smoothest flight I've ever been on, though. I mean, that bird is smooth when it's actually flying.
this whistleblower is talking about the factory in Charleston, and that has nothing to do with the factory in Washington where they make the 737 MAX. That has nothing to do with those problems at all.
It's all seven.
This has to do with this has to do with something completely different.
Which is that's a big bird.
But very quickly, people now on the internet are saying this is a hit. Boeing and the corporate overlords of Boeing were going to take a huge hit to their bottom line, so they had this guy whacked.
Damn. Yeah.
I know sometimes people say that's impossible. It
happens.
Never happen. But
they've caught people
if you
trying
can
to
think
hire
it,
murderers.
if you can think it, it can happen.
Well, and here's the thing: is sometimes when people say, "Well, a corporation would never do that," it's like, do you believe in organized crime? Do you believe that the mob puts out a hit on people because of money? So, and that could be over what, $100,000, $200,000, $300,000. So if it's over $10 million, $20 million, $30 million, why wouldn't you still put out a hit on somebody, right?
Yeah, if it's millions and millions, then yeah. Sorry.
But it's weird that we found out that you would kill somebody for $50,000 or $60,000.
Why is that weird? I think that's the going rate. I'll be honest.
I'm not saying it's not. I didn't ask what the going rate was. I asked what your rate was. And I thought you'd be like, oh, I don't think there's any amount of money that could get me to kill somebody. But you were like, oh, I'll do it for
you were fast.
not even a whole car. You know what I mean?
Like a domestic.
Yeah, you were like, oh, okay.
Like not even leather seats.
You went base level.
I mean,
I'm not even sure you have cruise control to the scene of the crime or the getaway car has.
After taxes, what are you really left with?
You didn't even want them to throw in floor mats on this deal?
When they 1099 you on that, right? Mm-hmm. The next year or whatever, what's left?
Plus, once
you're
you
going to pay taxes on that,
you're going to have to buy rope, tape, laundry, all that. That 60 is already down to 55 at that point.
Probably some kind of accomplice.
I just feel like you need to do some more thinking before you start killing people.
Before you put out your rate card.
Yeah, dude.
Dummy.
Would it make you feel better if I told you I was killing them by serving them my diet?
Serving them your diet?
Mm-hmm.
Well, then they're just going to slowly die like you are. That's not what people want with a hit.
Well, yeah, they're going to, give it a few months.
No, a guy didn't come to you and say, hey, I need a favor. I don't love my wife anymore, and I need her to be sweaty on most days. That's not what he said. So if you just start to feed her your diet, that's not going to give him
How much would it take for y'all to kill somebody then? Millions of dollars? Who's going to pay that?
I don't think anybody's going to pay it. But that's the point I'm trying to make is it's not in me. I don't want to kill anybody.
I don't want to either.
You just did.
But I want to own a home.
You cannot own a home for $60,000.
Well, it's a nice, solid down payment.
But why would you kill somebody for just the down payment? Why wouldn't you kill somebody for the house?
Don't ask me. Ask the economy. I can't tell you.
Wait.
This is called demand.
You're
supply.
saying that the economy is the issue here, not your. So you're just a bad negotiator.
Maybe, but I don't know what y'all think the going rate for a hired murderer is.
You're still Bob. You can help me out here.
I'm uncomfortable with this whole conversation.
He's taking it back to what he thinks the going rate is. So you're saying, well,
you're saying my ethics would be out of line. Oh,
you're saying that you're worried you're going to lose the account if you don't come in and underbid another murderer.
Correct. Yeah, and this is my chance to
a
get
lot of times you
about
don't
50,
know.
60,000.
It's a blind bid. You don't even know, right?
Yeah.
So you got to come in.
So I don't know.
Got to be the low cost.
What do you want me to do? What do you
operator?
I wanted you to say, I don't think I could kill somebody even for money.
That's the answer.
That's what I think. What should have been the answer? Maybe.
I think I'd rather
we're all
go
a
the
little
rest
shocked.
of my life stressed and worried about where I'm going to live than murder somebody.
Well, I know where you're going to live for the rest of your life. In that car that you just bought that doesn't even have the third row seats. Yeah. Plus the value.
So base.
I can get a decent modern home on the outskirts somewhere. And that wouldn't be gruesome. It'd be like
I need you to start understanding your worth. It's the only way you're going to be able to negotiate for yourself in the future.
If there was a book about worth, I'd read it. But, how do you evaluate something like that?
I need you to start realizing that you're good enough
You're strong enough, and
And
people
gosh
like
darn
you.
it, people like you,
Yeah.
and that you're worth more than $50,000 to $60,000 for a hit.
We got some calls and maybe some offers for some hits.
Okay,
You want to go to
yeah,
them?
absolutely. Let's
All
go to
right.
Hit Person Hotline.
Hey, caller, what's up?
Hey guys, I just wanted to defend Chuy on this with his 50-60 grand.
Okay.
And that he's going to have issues with it when there are people out here that like to do it for free.
I'll do Connor for $30. Right now.
Well, don't threaten me with a good time, Chuy.
All right, thank you, Connor.
Bob, you got $28. I got $2. We're so close.
Nice, yeah.
We're so close to being done with these phone calls.
Yeah.
Is that the only call you got was from Connor?
Manny was calling too. But
Oh no, I don't.
You want to hear his take too?
Hey, I got a grenade launcher.
I did it for some gift cards.
Well, there you go, ladies and gents. Now
You know
we
where
know.
Chewy stands.
No, I wouldn't. I couldn't
No,
kill
you, I know
anybody.
you can't. You're too kind. You're a kind soul.
Oh, now you're backpedaling?
I'm trying to help him.
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents Nods to the
A
Odd.
California man is he's suing a resort in Las Vegas because of a sharp pain in his testicles.
Oh,
Now, Bob, you've been spending a lot of time in
Wait a
Las
minute.
Vegas.
Where you go? Oh, okay. Oof.
Well, you've gone to Vegas twice now in, I believe, 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and you're headed back, I think, next week.
Just to see a concert, maybe. Maybe. If everything works out. I don't know. I thought you were going to talk about my testicles.
Michael
That's what I was
Farchi.
worried about.
Michael Farchi says his testicles gave him a whole lot of pain during a stay at the Venetian late last year.
Oh, I would never stay there.
oh, okay.
You would never stay at the Venetian? Is that below you?
Yeah.
Is the Venetian a nice hotel?
It's pretty nice.
That's got a nice
That's
name.
the hotel that the,
With the fountain,
sphere,
right?
the sphere is attached to, and it's
Is
got
it?
it's got the gondola. You know, it's got the river that runs through.
But is that
it.
the one that has the pop, 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 pop? The
No, that's the Bellagio
big Bellagio.
across the street.
Oh.
Come on, Matt. Know your Vegas.
He says that the reason he says that I
What's
woke up with
going
a
on?
sharp pain in my private areas. I did not know what it was. I reached my hand down to see what was
Oh,
happening
never
under
do
the
that.
covers.
Never do that.
And then I got another sharp pain.
Never do that.
Farchi and his family checked out of the Venetian the next day. The hotel paid for his room.
Wait a minute. Under what? Under what?
So I can just say my
Pretense.
balls hurt, and they'll just give
That.
me.
Well, because Farchi was stung 4 times in the testicles by a scorpion.
Okay, but scorpion's just doing what a scorpion does, right?
Well, we all know about that scorpion that was on that frog's back, right?
Right.
It's in their nature.
It's in their nature. It's not. Is it the hotel's fault?
Oh, does this guy have testicles shaped like a frog? The Venetian has not immediately responded to requests for comment.
Of course they didn't.
They did say this: the resort has protocols for all incidents, and we can confirm that they were followed in this incident. Scorpions typically hide during the day and suck balls at night,
How do
according
they
to
know?
the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Just like yours, mom.
I don't know. That scorpion didn't come out of that guy's suitcase or carry-on. Was he from New Mexico or somewhere, or Texas?
Yeah, he had to bring that scorpion.
He brought
with him,
that
yeah.
scorpion.
Less than 10% of scorpion stings cause systemic symptoms, things like fever or body aches or fatigue.
How is a scorpion
But
going to get to?
100% of scorpion stings on your testicles are concerning and uncomfortable.
Did they swell up? Are there any pictures? I'd like to see some pictures if you got them.
I'm sure the court will show him.
He says as a result, he was left in, quote, a lot of pain. Yeah, I bet so. I bet so. It felt like somebody stabbed me in my private area. Well, let that be a lesson to you. Don't let scorpions. Also,
How does a scorpion get to the 28th floor of the Venetian? Like, come on.
I would assume
that
elevator.
That
right?
came in his bag.
I would assume elevator.
He brought the
I
scorpion.
don't
It
think
was
he's-
already in his pants.
I don't think he's taking the stairs.
It was a stowaway scorpion. Clearly.
You don't think that it came in the scorpion pack? You know, a lot of
Oh, yeah.
hotels
Right.
now will have those things that you can buy in the
Yeah.
honor bar.
Oh, yeah.
And they'll have like the adult fun time thing that has like lube, 2 condoms.
It probably came in one of those things.
Why is it always... In the adult pack? A lot of people do. Why is it always 2 condoms in the adult fun pack? There's always like one little vibrating toy, a feather.
It's a backup. I mean, some people feel safer wearing 2.
But do you feel like, but I also feel like you're underestimating my abilities. Why not 3, 4, 5? Why not a full 6-pack of condoms in there?
Well, that's
what are
where
you
they
saying
get
about
you.
me?
That's where they get you because you got to phone down for the extras, and like the add-ons are going to be expensive.
Yeah, I'd like to speak to a manager on duty, please.
Hello, Venetian, front desk.
Yeah.
I'm the MOD.
I have an issue, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, sir.
I got a lady up here who has an insatiable need for love. And I just opened up your adult fun time toy thing for $25. Okay? 2 condoms.
Yeah.
Well, I got to those in a hurry.
So
now what?
That's Nevada state law. We can't put any more than 2 in a pleasure pack. However, I can have someone come up to your room, $50 per, and bring you additional ones.
Will they be putting them on me?
No, we have a scorpion that does that.
Because I've got... and
just trying to... And scene,
ladies and gentlemen.
And scene,
I hope you enjoyed a little bit of our community theater. Community theater presents Tales of the Scorpion. And now...
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents
Nods
to the Odd.
A Vietnamese man was experiencing throat discomfort.
Another scorpion.
No, it wasn't a scorpion. He had been speaking with a hoarse voice for some time, and he eventually had to go see a doctor. He had been suffering from symptoms and eventually started spitting up blood, and he realized, quote, I realized things were worse than they appeared. Yeah, generally when you get to the spitting up of blood,
you gotta see
it's
somebody.
time to see a doctor,
You gotta
right?
see somebody.
At that point, you got to go, well, hey, doc, the horse part was okay, but...
Time to make an appointment.
He tried to identify the cause himself by opening his mouth and looking in the mirror, but he didn't see much apart from what looked like what might be a brown mass in the upper part of his throat. Yeah, I think if I ever saw a brown mass, I would instantly go to the doctor. He didn't, though. He eventually sought professional medical assistance. He worried that it might be cancer. Good news. It's not cancer.
That's a win.
Yeah, bad news. He did have a leech caught in his throat.
A leech.
You got to burn those off, right?
It's kind of like sushi, isn't it?
Yeah, he had a 6-centimeter long leech attached firmly to his throat below the glottis, which I think is that thing. Is that the thing that hangs down?
Yeah,
the glottis?
The glottal?
The glottis? It was near the trachea, which I think is your voice box. Such discoveries are not unheard of. Another Vietnamese man made news headlines in 2019 for having a leech in his throat. What's going on? What is going on in Vietnam? Can we have a discussion with the Vietnamese about throat leeches?
Vietnam sounds scary my whole life. I don't know.
Leeches usually manage to enter the human body due to a lack of proper hygiene. Oh, so like with Bob, they would enter through his unwashed legs.
But here's the thing. Leeches, they leech onto you. They don't leech in you.
Well, why don't you say...
That's why they're called leeches.
How do they tell the difference?
Yeah, why don't you look this 6-inch leech in the face and tell it that it's doing its job
But
wrong?
that's actually... It's actually a name of a thing and a verb, right? You can leech on to somebody?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then suck all their blood out.
Like you've had girlfriends, right, Chuy, that were like leeches?
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't get rid of them?
You got to burn.
But I've never heard of one
off.
getting inside of you. That's not on you. That's in you.
You got the right strap.
In this particular case, the 53-year-old patient told doctors that he had sustained an injury to his hand while handling a mousetrap about a month prior because of a mouse infestation in his home. Oh, God. This... You know what? You don't lead. Do not lead your Bumble bio. This is not the opening. Not the opening sentence. A fervent believer in herbal medicine, he went out and picked medicinal plants, put them in his mouth, and he chewed them into a paste that he applied to his mouse wound. His hand was fine, but doctors believe that by putting unwashed leaves in his mouth, he allowed a tiny leech to access his body. It may have been tiny to begin with, but constantly feeding on the blood from his throat, it continued to grow, until which point it was 6 centimeters long. The guy said it was 6 centimeters long. Every lady knows out there is probably 4.5, 5 centimeters, right?
Right.
All guys are going to always embellish a little bit on any
6.
kind of measurement.
6.
I'm 6 foot tall, honey. To avoid such situations, doctors have advised people that when trying to rid their homes that are overrun with mice, if they injure their hands, don't chew unwashed leaves that come from a contaminated water source.
They got different problems over there.
Yeah.
They got different rules, and I'm not even sure what that means.
It's another great example of why you got to stay away from salads and only eat burgers. Unless you want old leech mouth going, hey, how's your cousin leech mouth doing? He ever get rid of that leech in his mouth?
Oh, he sucks.
They still got that thing in there?
They got half of it out.
Mornings with Matt and Bob presents Nods to the Odd.
2 women in Ohio have been charged with abuse of a corpse. They drove a dead man to a bank to withdraw money from his account.
Oh, I love a good old Bernie.
The man was then dropped off later at the Ashtabula County Medical Center. That's right. Ohio women are being charged. They took the dead man to the bank to say, we need to get some money out of this dead man's account.
I'm going to let this one slide. I don't see anything too wrong with this.
It's like
How long has he been dead?
Is that kind of a weekend at Bernie's kind
It's
of thing?
exactly a weekend at
this
Bernie's,
is
Bob.
literally the story of Weekend at Bernie's. Except the Weekend at Bernie's, they at least went, I think they went to like a resort or something, didn't they? They go boating and stuff?
They went to his mansion and had a party.
Yeah. These 2 ladies just said, well, there's a chance to get a little bit of money, but we're going to have to take a dead man with us in the car. I don't know exactly the car. There's a news story attached. Do you guys want to listen to it?
Yeah, how'd they get him to sign?
If those were the escorts from that night, I'm going to leave everything to the escorts the night I die.
And do that to an animal. I don't understand what they were thinking and how that money meant that much to them.
For James Hubbard, he says it's hard to think
First
of
of all,
what
that dude
happened to
needs
his
to be in
stepfather.
broadcasting.
What's that?
That dude needs to be in broadcasting.
Do you know why his voice is so low?
Why? Leech.
Leeches. Leeches.
80-year-old Doug Lehman. Police say these 2 women, 63-year-old Karen Hasbaum,
Oh, my
and
goodness.
55-year-old Lorraine.
Wow.
Oh, I need to see that before breakfast.
That is.
Ay.
Those are just some
Is there
women.
no Sephora anywhere in Ohio?
Those are just...
We got no
You
Sephora.
talk about split ends.
Ladies, Cetaphil, something.
A little
My-
conditioner once in a
Jesus,
while.
Lord Christ, are these women? These women are known as scorpions, aren't they? Is that?
Look, this is what women look like without an Instagram filter, okay?
That's not true. That's not. You don't put that on other women.
This is the real world we're living in, all right?
Ugh.
Jesus Christ. What the hell happened to them?
So they put him in a wheelchair? They held him up like bedtime at Bernie's?
You
Or
know
what?
how he died, don't you?
No.
Look directly at these ladies' faces. Let's get back to the story.
Do we have
Rollo
to?
lived with the elderly man at his home in Ashtabula.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That's his house? Oh, my God.
He didn't have much saved.
What did they... We want to withdraw the last $3.85 from this guy's account?
Where's Ashtabula?
Were they just there hoping to pick up a free pen?
How bad do you need to go to Chili's?
Y'all ain't got no dum-dums?
Ashtabula.
Authorities say they found him dead at home Thursday morning, then took his body to a bank drive-thru nearby, withdrawing hundreds of dollars. James says Karen was his stepfather's girlfriend for the last few years.
He was in a position where he didn't want to live alone. He's been run through hell with this woman. 3 years of drugs, stealing, selling his stuff.
Looking at her face.
Taking his body to get the cash, police say the women dumped him at the emergency room of the Ashtabula County Medical Center and drove off without leaving any identification or information. Hours later, one of them called the hospital after they were back at his house. That led police to the women who were later arrested and charged with gross abuse of a corpse and theft.
And gross faces. Third-degree gross faces.
He was the most alive looking in the car.
What's bizarre is they were like, oh, my God, it's a multiple murder scene. We've got 3 dead here. Oh, my God. Weekend at Bernice's. Look at... Wow.
Well,
ladies, you did this for $100? Well, we was trying to hire Chuy to murder somebody for us. He said he'd do it for $100. We
Now,
thought it'd
you're
be
assuming
okay.
they're smokers. There's nothing in this article that indicates they
look more like drinkers.
There's nothing that indicates that they're smokers except for their hair. Their hair literally has the yellow that you would expect to see on a finger.
I'm just happy I know where Ashtabula is now because I heard it in a Bob Dylan song and I never knew where. I would never have guessed that Ashtabula was in Ohio. What song has the? It's a song on Blood on the Tracks.
Yeah,
I think it's Tangled Up in Blue, isn't it?
Is it played on guitar?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
No,
it was played on this woman's neck tendons. Ding 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 clang 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 clang. Ladies and gentlemen, that is today's Nods to the Eye.
It's in the song You're Gonna Make Me Lonesome When You Go.
All right.
Ooh, wait a minute, who is this?
You know what time it is. The Toxic Avenger is here. And I'm here to defend all of your toxic actions. And blame it on your past traumas as you gaslight your partner. Well, today, I wanted to speak about something that I guess was alleged a while back in the news about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and how she had some rules for him.
She laid down the law. No more strippies, baby. And no more pictures with other women.
Yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with her jealousy, though, did it?
Well, I would think at her level of fame, she's smart enough media-wise that she'd be like, look, there's nothing good that can come from you being a strippy. It's going to cause me problems. Then I'm going to have to answer to all of my fans about why I allow this because it reflects poorly on ladies or it's going to be they're going to post up things going, oh, is there trouble in paradise?
She's so smart. She's so smart. But what I wanted to know after reading about that is what do some of you people in relationships, what are some rules you have for each other and your spouse? And maybe what does a spouse have as far as rules for you?
I see some gentleman friend of mine, they have social media accounts, but it's with their wife, like a joint account.
And
joint
that wasn't his idea.
And that's usually on Facebook. I don't see it as much on Instagram.
I am confused by the joint Facebook account.
I mean, that might not be a rule.
It's like we're together, and you can't separate us. Even on social media, that's what that flex is.
Are those the people that are struggling to stay together? Or are those the
I feel like it is. I feel like you've got to be insecure to play for that play.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you don't
No,
have
No, I don't. But I like you just throwing big old bombs like that early in the morning.
I don't even think that's a big old bomb.
That'll ruffle some feathers out there.
I think a lot of people assume that.
And which partner? Is it normally the man, or is it normally the husband or the wife that demands that?
I don't think the husband cares about social media, especially these older guys.
Good point.
But a woman probably wants that to see who's messaging him or to see who's messaging who, right? I would think so.
Well, I don't think you'd message a guy if you knew he had a joint account with his wife, would you?
Exactly. That's why you do it.
Did you ever dating a girl that had spouse rules? Or does it not count if it's a girlfriend?
I don't think. I mean, it really only comes whenever you start cohabitating and, are a huge, I guess, whatever item.
I'm sure I've had some spouse rules.
What do you mean? You've definitely had some spouse rules.
Well, I always had that one rule, you got to come home on the same night you go out.
Yeah, you do have a spouse rule, don't you? And that's one of them.
Yeah. It's like, I only gave you permission for this day. That's a whole other application.
So midnight has to...
Yeah.
He has a curfew for his wife if she goes out.
No, you don't.
Yeah, he does.
I don't believe that.
He 100% does.
And what if she doesn't come... What if it's 1 a.m., 1:30?
He used to have even more spouse rules. He used to tell her, like, oh, no, you can't go out with those friends. He's loosened up with his age.
Yeah. Oh, the party girls?
Right.
Yeah, well,
Can't
that's
go.
trouble.
Yeah.
Right.
He used to have rules about how his wife couldn't go out with friends.
The party girls are talking.
Why do married women have to go out with single women?
Because the single women are
You know
lonely.
what happens?
And
What happens with the married women? The rings go into the pocket.
Yes.
When they're with the single.
Well, that's so I don't lose it.
They're going to defer to the single ladies.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right?
Yes.
All the time.
Yes. Because they're sad.
Because they're hunting.
They have to
They're
go
on
out.
the hunt.
They got to go home with their cats.
Well, guess what? Now you're. Well, never mind. I don't believe that stuff anymore. That was when I was younger.
So it doesn't happen now that you don't believe it?
I'm not saying bad things don't happen out there, but let's put it this way. Nothing good happens after midnight.
It's an even more evil world today,
never
Bobo.
trust. Huh? Yeah, it is.
It's an even more evil world.
Tell me about
But
it.
that's the only rule you had. Now, I feel like she's mentioned she's had a rule for you that you can't get a certain weight.
Oh, she doesn't want me to be too light. Yeah, I've already passed that.
Or too heavy.
fat.
No, she didn't mind that.
No, because I remember one time she give you like a little pinch around, go, ooh, you're putting some on around there.
Yeah, but that was teasing. I think she would prefer that I would be,
as big as Chuy.
I don't think she would mind.
Really?
Because she's so tall. I guess it would. She feels like it would. If I can't go
Just
upward, I
add
go
some
outward.
size somewhere. Let's go straight.
I'm not getting any taller, but I can get fatter.
Let's go straight to Robbie. Robbie, I'm interested in you and your spouse rules. What are they? Oh, sorry, I didn't have the phone up. I had the TV up. Go ahead, Robbie. Start over.
No, my wife loves going to the strip club.
Okay.
If I'm not going by myself, she wants to come with me.
Well, that's kind of the opposite of a spouse. So your spouse rule is that your wife wants to go to the stripping
So you're
with
just bragging about this?
Yeah, he's calling to brag.
She prefers to come with me.
Oh, so you don't do anything?
Oh no, I mean, I'm definitely going, but she asked to come.
Right, and it's her decision. She's like, I gotta come watch you around these women. I think it's women pretending that I like this. I really like watching naked women dance.
Yeah, no, that's what Robbie.
That's not. She's lying to
Robbie,
you.
she's lying to you, and right now you think that you're not a kept man because you
you're
think,
being
my
played.
wife loves
You got all
going
the freedom
and
in the
watching.
world, Robbie.
You're being played,
You don't
man.
even realize, Robbie, that she is keeping a very close eye on you, sir.
Hey, well, that's okay. I'm keeping a close eye on those women too.
All right.
That you can't touch or talk to or get their number.
You like that?
Yo, is that what you like? That's what you like, Robbie?
Bro, she throws out more money than I do normally, so.
What happens when that girl from the...
Is it your money?
From stage number 2 is like, oh, Robbie, it's good to see you again.
Does she let you go into the champagne room by yourself?
Well, I mean, stuff happens.
I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
Oh, we don't believe you, buddy. This brag went wrong, Robbie.
Yeah, get off the
not
phone.
lying.
This is Toxic Tuesday today. I don't want to hear your.
Take care, buddy.
Oh, my wife and I have sex with strangers all the time.
Oh, yeah, and she loves it. Let's go to, is it Amadi? Caller.
Yeah, I just want to say that you guys sound like a bunch of old, uneducated bubbas.
Uh-huh.
That it's only women.
Welcome to the show.
Yeah, I know. Wait, that's actually on our billboard.
Perfect. You're nailing it. Like,
So what
did we do wrong?
Yeah, what are you? Why are you yelling at us right now? What have we done?
What have we done that's so bad? We celebrated Working Moms Day today.
Bob just shared one of his dumb rules.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm just asking, do you think that there's any husbands who are possessive and jealous?
That's literally what the thing is right now. We're doing
them.
spouse rules.
Every single one of them are.
Do you think that only women are spouses?
You're not making any sense.
We're not making any sense, or you're not making any sense.
Have you ever been in a relationship?
Have you ever listened to this show before?
No, never. I just turned it on and heard some really crazy
And
stuff,
thought you'd
so I
call
I'd
in and
call
fix some rights.
Thank you for
Right
fixing.
some wrongs.
Thank you for fixing literally the number one show in the city that's been on air for over 30 years. Thank you for fixing it by calling up and saying hey, it's spouse rules. Doing a thing we do only once a week called Toxic Tuesday.
It's toxic.
Is somehow
She's
out of
new.
line.
It's in the name.
She's new.
I just get so frustrated with the newness of I heard something, and instead of listening, I'm going to call and I'm going to
But
chastise
we want to
somebody.
keep her. Now, what was your first name again?
You sound like you want to keep female listeners. Good job.
We do. We do have a lot of female listeners.
It sounds like it. Well, you guys have a great day.
Wait, we're asking you questions.
I'm
I'm going to say something and leave. I'm going to say something and leave.
Oh.
What's her phone number?
Why did y'all yell at her? And she had an interesting name. Y'all are so mean. I don't think I had this screen software open.
No. You didn't have the screen, so now we can't call her back?
No, we can't.
I don't even know what she was upset about.
She could be litigious or something if we call back, you know. She sounded very...
Well, to re-up everybody, where we were is, today are spouse rules. What are the rules that your spouses have for you? And if you want to think that means only women, you can. But we use the term spouse, meaning the person you are married to.
Right.
You can be a man married to another man, a woman married to another woman.
We had both examples before she called.
You can be a non-gender conforming person married to another non-gender. We don't care. It is called spouse rules.
Was it my nothing good happens after midnight?
I think it was the Facebook joint account. I think she's part of a joint Facebook
you think
account.
She has a joint Facebook account?
And then she's offended.
Well, what
by
did
that.
she call us? I wish I'd written
Old ignorant Bubbas. And I kind of like that.
OIGs. No, OIBs?
Yeah, it would be
OIBs.
OIB. Yeah.
Bubbas.
Where'd you get G from?
I don't know.
You think Bubbas starts with a G?
Guys. I was thinking guys.
Honestly,
in my brain.
I designed Toxic Tuesday specifically for that.
I know you did. I know you did. So that's why you stayed calm and you loved it, because you were like, oh, this is literally what I want to do, is trigger people.
I think, I want us to start with the yelling and then lead into discussion, which I guess did not happen in that instance.
So we haven't given our
go ahead.
We haven't given our phone number out once today. So
no, we have not.
So she was just passing through the radio dial
and had the number,
and then got offended, and then had to go to the internet to look up the number. And then call.
Are you sure we didn't give out the phone number?
I don't.
We had to have given out the number.
I'm not.
There's no way she took the time to. There's no way she took the time to look up the number. No one gets that offended.
And I don't even know what she was. She didn't even make her point. Like, what part of it?
Well, I think she only listened to a segment and then responded to that.
You sure she was listening to us and not the AM?
I'm pretty positive.
We get that confusion sometimes. They might be saying something over there.
No, she mentioned the spouse thing. Y'all act like it's only the wives that have rules.
So it was the joint.
That's what she was.
It was
mad
the
about.
joint Facebook account.
Possibly. Maybe
I'm wrong on that. Maybe
one-sided.
Okay.
We can sound that way whenever it's three dudes in here.
It's not called Faces Book. It's called Facebook.
Yeah. Hey,
you're not supposed to have two people on one account.
Thank you for calling Ignorance and the Bubbas. What you got?
Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
What's your name?
I just want to let you know. Well, this is Cheyenne. I've called in several times before, but I am a female listener, and I love you guys. I listen to you every single morning.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much. Now,
I can't believe you take time away from telling your husband what to do to listen to the show.
I know. Can you believe it?
How long have you been married?
I actually listen to y'all with my husband. He's sitting right here next to me.
Oh, look at that.
With his hands handcuffed and a bandana around his mouth.
So is that is his rule or your rule that they have to listen to us?
Technically, it's my rule. Today's my birthday, so we could be listening.
Happy
birthday! Thank you.
A lot of birthdays
All right,
today.
Now, I'd like to hear from the husband and know what other rules you have or he has for you.
Do you have any rules for me?
We don't really have any rules for each other. I don't know. She just wanted to call and let you guys know that she's a female listener that does like you.
Hey, hey, dude. Blink if you need help, bro. Blink if you need help.
Click in Morse code.
She won't let me near the phone.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
it's just not wrong.
I like him to hand his phone to her, and she hits his Instagram searches.
This will be telling, though.
I want to see.
What is he doing?
I want to see what pops up.
What is he doing for your birthday?
He's taking me out to sushi tonight for dinner.
Ooh,
a little omakase or whatever.
H-E-B?
Yeah, you getting that stuff?
Okay, I do like H-E-B, but no, we're going to Umi tonight.
Damn.
He's been good.
I know.
Or you've been good. All right. Well, thank you so much for being a female listener. I guess they're hard to come by these days.
Yeah.
Right.
It's really difficult, for me as a female listener, but I try my hardest for y'all.
Thank you so much. I'm sure somewhere in between all of the patriarchy, you find some humor.
Okay,
Right.
so we lost one and we kept one.
Now get back to crying and shopping.
Bye.
Happy birthday.
We lost one and we kept one.
We
That's a good
broke
way to look
even
at
on the female audience.
Even
today.
Stevens.
But one we never had, really, when you think about it.
Yeah, she said she didn't listen, so we
It
never.
wasn't
really had
ours
her.
to begin with, so we didn't lose anything.
She had the number.
She didn't.
She knew the number.
What do we always say?
I think she listens. And you're welcome back anytime.
We didn't lose a listener. She lost a show.
Matt won't yell at you again like he does.
You
with
saw me smiling. It wasn't like I didn't.
She didn't see you smiling.
Oh, so you think I scared her away?
I think you have a thing for making women cry.
I am very good at it. I'm very good at it.
You are efficient.
Yeah. I've mastered it with my 14-year-old daughter. Getting her to cry is my one superpower.
So let's end on your rules. I'm sure your wife has rules.
My wife has a rule for
rules.
me. My wife has told me if I ever cheat, she's not allowed to find out.
I think that should be a rule for everybody.
Yeah.
And maybe it happens like every other year or something. I just don't want to know.
She says the problem would be finding out. That's the thing. The knowledge of it. That's the issue. Mm-hmm. But I would never have to do it because, like I told you guys, I did not make a promise on our wedding day. I did not promise to be faithful to her.
You crossed your fingers.
I promised to me to be faithful. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But you don't care about yourself.
I do, actually. I don't want to break that. But I also haven't had a desire to wander off yet. Now, the relationship's new. It's only 20 years old, and I could, you know what I mean? I could be one of those people who we get divorced at 80 or something. Who knows? Mm-hmm. But so far, it's been grand.
And what rules do you have for her?
For my wife, what rules do I have?
Yeah.
0.
She can do anything.
My wife is her own person. I don't have the right as a spouse to have rules for my wife.
Are you hearing this, bro? Are you
put the
hearing
music under this.
Shut up. I hate when you do this.
Well, I hate when I do. You know me well. You've seen me with my wife. Do you think I have rules for my wife?
Yeah, I think everybody has stipulations. I want to call them rules.
What rules do you think I have for my wife?
I'm trying to think of y'all's lifestyle and your lifestyle. Y'all have a rule. You don't go to bed mad or argue.
That's true. We do have that.
That is a rule. You should have brought that one up, and that's actually good.
Also, we don't discuss the relationship if one or the other parties has been drinking.
That's a tough one. I don't think you can hold that
Well,
one.
because you say stuff you don't usually mean, and you're not thinking clearly. So if somebody comes home, even if you're upset, if somebody upset you're at a party, a friend's party, and you've been drinking, you make a note of it. You discuss it in the morning.
I think those are solid rules. Those are actually rules that are.
But they don't really fit in on Toxic Tuesday, though.
It's still a rule. I mean, even if I wanted to get my stuff off, even if I have I'm not going to remember this argument or have this passion tomorrow. I got to get this off right now.
There's the other rule we have is if anyone calls Teddy Bear Picnic, the other person must respond.
I forgot Teddy Bear.
If you're fighting and you realize that you're not fighting about anything, does that make sense?
Yeah.
You just call Teddy Bear Picnic and the fight ends. It drops immediately.
That's a good one.
It actually is really good. Because you just go, why don't we just call it Teddy Bear Picnic on this?
That one sounds toxic, where it's like, I can get out of this just by saying a phrase.
Right. One of you still mad.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, just not talking about it.
I can't believe I found out you've been having an affair. Teddy Bear Picnic.
Teddy Bear Picnic. Teddy Bear Picnic. Everybody go to bed.
Everybody go to bed. But don't go to bed mad.
Oh, that lady was right.
Teddy Bear Picnic.
That lady was right.
Why are you coming home at 5 a.m. and jumping straight into the shower?
I feel
Teddy
dirty.
Bear Picnic.
Oh, that's another rule we have is that if you come home after midnight, you can't shower until evidence has been gathered.
Let me smell it.
Teddy Bear Picnic.
Let me see the panties.
This was a good Toxic Tuesday, no matter what that lady just said.
Shout out to Toxic Tuesdays.
I hope she calls back.
My apologies to all of the listeners.
Yes.
I thought it was clear
that we were
that people were reading that I was being ridiculous. And Chuy says, no, I sounded like I was actually mean. What? And I thought by going so over the top with yelling that it was clear that I was doing a bit. But he says, no, I scared that woman and I was rude to her.
She scared me. None of us in here are Bubbas.
I'm the
You can
closest
call
thing
us
to
a
a
lot
Bubba.
of things, yeah, but not Bubbas. There's a certain implication that comes with a Bubba.
That's true.
Wait, an accent,
Different skin
I don't
tone?
know.
Would Sawyer Stoll be a Bubba?
No.
When he gets older, he will
No, I
be.
think you got to have
Sure,
a
yeah.
waistband of like more than 38 inches.
Well, right now he's
Ooh, I'm
thin
on the
and
cusp.
attractive, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
One more piece of that donut.
Guys, somebody, I don't know how the donut got here. Chris, the birthday boy, just came back here.
Thank you, Chris.
And for some reason, he was carrying a giant
Round Rock donut. Chocolate
donut. One
covered.
of those giant single ones.
Yeah.
Chocolate
glazed or whatever. Yeah.
And if somebody dropped it off for us and he didn't leave a name, that's great. I feel bad, too, if it was somebody brought it to him for his birthday and he meant for us to have a piece and then move on. But I'm going to chastise the two of you. This was in an episode of Sex and the City, which is rarely quoted by old Bubbas. But there's an episode where the young lady is...
Carrie?
No, not Carrie. Miranda. Come on. You know I'm more of a Miranda guy than I'm a Carrie guy.
All right.
This is a Miranda moment. It's certainly not a Carrie moment.
Okay.
Ugh.
All right.
Stop being such a Charlotte.
What's the fourth one? No, that's her real name.
Don't call us out and make us not know all four
Who's
characters.
the one that Cynthia Nixon plays?
Is she the hot one from Mannequin?
No, she's the redheaded political one.
Oh, she's the Miranda. She's
Miranda.
Yeah, and she does it in an episode. She takes a bite of a cake and then decides to throw it away. She's like, I don't want any more cake. And she throws it away.
I do that with.
But then she keeps digging in the trash and peeling back the plastic wrap to eat more of the cake throughout the episode.
Yeah.
And it's something I think we're all guilty of.
Yeah, I get that.
The two of you keep cutting these tiny little slivers.
They're called slivers, Matt.
They're called slivers for a reason. I've had 3 slivers.
But just own up to who you are, which is somebody without willpower, and cut off a big, gigantic, bear claw chunk of this donut and go ham and enjoy it.
So only look at Bob during this. I literally took one sliver and that's it.
But your sliver was thicker than mine.
I meant
mine was a sliver.
So you're not going to have another sliver?
I'm not going to have another sliver.
My sliver was by definition a sliver, like this.
Sliver me timbers.
My slivers added up were less than a regular round rock donut.
It was a whole regular piece, though. The 3 slivers put together
without a hole
is one average size piece. So I think I know where you're at, and it's a mental thing. You're thinking that you're eating less because you're taking these slivers.
Right.
And instead of 3 donuts, you're
fooling your body.
No, you're fooling yourself. Your body knows how much is going in no matter what.
You fool your body.
No, and I think you might get a 4th sliver here in a second.
And you might be right.
Earl!
How are you today?
It's not on this one.
It is now.
It is now. Well, Chuy's a little slow on the. Too many donuts, I guess. You know all the calories are in the middle of the donut.
Yes.
Have yourself a sliver.
Go ahead. It's Chris's birthday today.
I don't know why.
I know it's Chris's birthday, but all the calories are in the middle, so you don't have to worry with calories.
Oh.
That's why there's a hole in the middle of the donut. They took the calories
They took it out. That's diet. I don't know. Are you fond of Round Rock donuts?
I love Round Rock donuts.
I think it's the best
They're a
damn
national
donut
treasure
in the nation.
And I'm glad they didn't expand and dilute their product. You know what I mean?
They got a place in Cedar Park too.
I know, but that's
Do you ever have rules for? You have any spouse rules, Earl?
Me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. No, just include me.
Just make sure I'm there. You too, Earl.
Hi, Earl.
Love it when Earl stops by. Everyone loves Earl.
That should be a TV
At least
show.
for the night. I heard him all the way down the hall laugh. Good, we got him. We got him to laugh. Everyone loves Earl. At least for the night.
I'm pro sliver, so I don't know where everyone's standing.
And thanks for calling out my 3 slivers. I really appreciate that.
I just think
somebody needs to hold you accountable.
Here's the thing. It's actually worse for your own self-worth to keep going back for the sliver. Instead, dive right. Like I ate like a quarter of that, right?
Yeah, you did. It didn't even
and
have
now
a hole
I
in
feel
it.
kind of gross, but it all happened at once, and it's behind me
but I had one
now.
of my slivers. You could see through. It was so slivery.
But you have now told yourself, because now I'm full. I'm on a sugar high. I don't need any more. In fact, I ate probably too much.
See, I'm not, because with slivers, I regulated the intake.
Yeah, but you have to walk around for the rest of the day knowing that you're your own worst enemy?
I think all told, my slivers equaled less than one donut.
That doesn't matter.
One regular
You
donut.
still had to keep going back, didn't you? Because you...
Do I have a little on my...
Yeah.
You can't... You have no self-control.
That's the one thing about those Round Rock donuts. Sometimes you get a little on the corner.
I think it's all donuts.
Yeah. You have no self-control.
What is the secret of the Round Rock donut?
The yellow glaze.
I know, but why are the donuts yellow? Is that...
They're made out of corn. It's a corn donut.
Oh, it's a corn.
It's a corn donut.
I don't know why.
Made out of corn
Delicious,
flour.
yeah.
Keep it a secret. That's a Texas treasure. Caller. Orderly, fake Manny. You're kind of far away. Are you trying
You okay?
Bluetooth for the first time?
No. So I'm going to Toxic Tuesday.
Okay, you kind of losing your accent, but all right.
Oh, you know what? It was that thing in my throat.
Oh, okay, the leech. All right.
Leech.
Yeah, leech these nuts in your mouth.
All right. What else? Oh, he's done.
I think that was it.
All right.
What was he calling
That's kind of a good one. You could just say a word and then say these nuts in your mouth. What I got? Banana and these nuts in your mouth. Yes, it works. Everyone's a comedian.
Okay, are we all okay? My apologies to all the listeners. I'm sorry.
All the ladies, really. We don't care about the guys on the show.
I thought it was transparent that what I was trying to do was go completely over the top for what was kind of just really a silly call.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. I do get annoyed by the I know more than you phone calls.
I think it was going to be fun if it was any other woman. That woman was all business and was
Right.
I don't know. I felt bad. I mean, I think it was probably good for our audience, but
I think the audience enjoyed it.
I feel bad and I empathize.
And I feel
with
like there was
individuals.
no path for us to be there was no path to redemption. She didn't like.
Now you say you feel bad for her, but if that same call had come in from a guy, would you feel bad for a guy?
No,
because you're sexist.
Yeah.
You treat women differently than you treat men.
Sexist Bubba.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think they're a little different.
You sound like an old Bubba right now.
I think I'm sure men are more just as sensitive emotionally, but I mean, suck it up, walk it off. Women, I care about because we were raised by our women.
That's right.
I'm sorry that they have not returned the favor. but shout out to you, my friend.
Absolutely.
Shout out to you. We want to remind you all that starting tomorrow, we're just like 24 hours away from our KLBJ South by Southwest 2024 day party. It all kicks off around noon tomorrow with bands from 1 to 5 every single day, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at Come and Take It Live. Come and Take It Live on Riverside. Plenty. What do you call the parking that you like, Bob?
Ample free parking.
Ample free parking.
You don't have
ladies
to
and
worry
gentlemen.
about that, man.
There's food trucks out
Just
there.
roll in.
I think they got pretty good drink specials, and it's a great way to tell your boss, "Oh, I'll run across town and pick up that part that we need."
Right.
And then you sneak in there,
have a cold one, listen to a band,
then take off.
Get back to work.
And when he says, "Why do you smell like alcohol?" you say, "Oh, what? We got employee rules now."
Is that what's going on?
You sound like some kind of Bubba boss.
Yeah, what is this? Lupe. Oh, he.
What?
Guess he didn't. When I don't say hello immediately, they're like, "Oh, they hung up on me," when they hear a click.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they're used to being screened and me saying, "Hey, hold on 1 second." That way they know to hold on.
But they would hear the click and then, I don't know. We're just gonna lay down and die, I guess.
What happens this week? It's March something?
Bob, have you looked any more into your Cybertruck?
Yeah, I can't afford that. I mean, come on.
Were you ever going to buy the Cybertruck, or has it
Well,
always
when they
been
announced
a bit?
it, they said it was going to be like
for you.
They said it was going to be like $40,000 or something.
Early
I was like, I could
marketing
do that.
materials came out and showed off Tesla with a futuristic-looking tent attachment that would allow the Cybertruck owners to turn their pickup into a sporty off-grid camper. But now that the EV maker has started shipping the accessory, people are calling it a $3,000 disappointment. Some are actually using the term ripoff.
I want to see a picture of this. That's a lot. I mean, it's a lot of
Multiple
money.
owners are saying...
Is it because of the price?
I think the issue really is the price that they have to pay for this tent, because I'm looking at it and it looks. Do you want to see it?
I'll just wait for the aftermarket ones.
They're just saying, hey, this doesn't even look like the mock-up from like a year ago. And it doesn't fit that great. And, I mean, if you see this one...
There's already aftermarket versions of it.
I don't know. Maybe this guy put it on wrong.
That's always a possibility.
Other than costing just shy of $3,000 and looking like it has very little floor space, Tesla recommends Cybertruck owners bring their vehicles in to have special attachment rails attached to the truck bed. Then, owners have to fiddle around with loose bolts, requiring them to blindly reach into cavities in the truck bed, according to TownBiz, who has reviewed this. Tesla promised a tent mode, which would let the vehicle self-level itself on a slope surface, but that is currently MIA, according to this TownBiz reviewer.
Damn.
And they said after you remove and put back these bolts a few times, it's not exactly terrible, but between removing the bolts and then forcefully popping out the aero flap, it just feels like a less than premium experience for your $3,000.
Why are people so offended and so uptight? If you don't want this thing, don't get it. Don't buy it.
I think a lot of people.
Don't buy it.
I think a lot of people are upset because
don't buy the car if you don't want the car.
No,
it's not for everybody.
The guy bought the car and he bought the tent.
Well,
so
there
you want to try another angle of that?
There shouldn't be consumer reviews?
I don't know. I'm just saying. It seems like I was just reading this other car and driver article today about,
what did it say?
It was mixed. It was good, and it was not so good. It was good, and like every other thing in the world.
So no more reviews of things.
No, don't stop reviewing things.
Okay.
So what are you going to do on your YouTube channel?
We didn't like when that woman reviewed our show 5 minutes ago, did we? That was too much.
I was willing to hear her out.
Huh? In that case, in that scenario, we're the Tesla tent. She's the reviewer.
I think a lot of people thought that the full-on future was arriving and didn't realize that the future is one step at a time.
Right.
The Cybertruck may be the first step into the future, but it doesn't mean that the future has arrived.
Right. Like I said, you'll already see vehicles, and there are already vehicles on the market that have taken design cues from the Cybertruck.
What vehicle has taken a design
the front,
cue?
the way they do the front end.
What vehicle?
I'll show you.
I haven't answered my question. I haven't asked the question yet, and you're already answering, and I haven't. What vehicles are taking design cues from the Cybertruck?
Let me think.
I would love to see that.
Just about any electric
Please
vehicle.
tell me the Pontiac Aztec is taking design cues from the Cybertruck.
Retro. Hang on a second.
I hope it's the Kia Sorento.
I think it is, actually.
Sorento.
You guys keep talking while I do my research.
While you search for something that doesn't... It's going to take forever.
Yeah. How many articles do you have to go through?
He's making an AI car right now. That's showing you. This is it.
No, look at that.
He just typed into ChatGPT, draw a photo of a car that's taking design cues from the Cybertruck. And ChatGPT responded, ooh, why?
Look at that front end. That doesn't look like a traditional car front end. All flat and...
And what?
What?
All flat and what?
What brand
are you
of
say?
car?
Ugly? All flat and ugly? Is that what you wanted to say?
What kind of car?
Oh, thank God they're taking more design cues.
It was a Kia.
Yeah, it was.
So they're getting more futuristic.
Yeah. Well, Kia has finally arrived, and Hyundai have finally arrived, because you remember for a long time, like in the 80s, people didn't want a Hyundai and they wouldn't be caught. Now they're so popular.
You got to get on a wait list.
They're one of the number one most stolen cars right now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Kia
so,
boys.
Unfortunately, the Kias and the Hyundais are having to deal with the problem of it actually being a really popular car now. And they're even trying to help people put in more like auto disable features and stuff in there, because they're like, sorry that everyone is stealing your cars.
Kia boys, go steal a Bentley or something. Do something else. Find a challenge.
Steal a Cybertruck.
There you go. Jailbreak that thing.
Now, can you even steal a Tesla, or does it watch you the whole time? And
Well,
so
it's
you
got
can't?
cameras everywhere. But I don't know. It doesn't matter, because people are saying now you can call the cops, show them, say, I got camera footage, and it's like,
Is the Tesla truck going to be, in the future, known as like the the latest PT Cruiser or H2, I guess, maybe in that realm, or will it?
I guess if it wasn't selling, but aren't they selling all of them?
I think the Cybertruck.
I saw 3 yesterday on the road.
The
saw
PT,
a black one.
The PT Cruiser was one of the number 1 popular cars when it came out with a certain group
with
of people.
With the wood grain on the side, boy.
The problem is that they are looked at as kind of a goofy, laughable car now, and I think that's what will happen with the OG Cybertruck, and then I think they'll do some redesign on the Cybertruck and get it worked out, and it'll do just fine. He says.
He hopes.
Hoping to salvage the account.
And we say this still wanting a ride, Bob. We say this still wanting to go on a trip. So.
Well, yeah, but I can't. I'm priced out of that model anyway until they come down.
Stop. Jen will buy you one.